Wcxo Sports. Is coming up on Max 96.7 and everywhere at Wcxo967.com. This broadcast is a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports is brought to you by the Benoff Insurance Agency in Breeze and Trenton, HSHS St. Joseph Hospital, Breeze, Breeze Dental Care, K&J Chevrolet, Reverman Chiropractic and Spinal Rehabilitation and Breeze Motor Sales, Southern Bus and Mobility, Kaskaskia College, the First National Bank of Carlyle, Reekman Brothers John Deere, Southern OBGYN Associates, Med Plus Physical Medicine and Brett's Wildlife Lodge, State Farm Insurance Agent Steve Klosterman, Central Illinois Truck Service, Breeze Family Vision, Tempo Bank, Country Financial representatives Keith Wilkin and Teresa Richards, and by the Carlyle and Breeze Hardys. Hello, everyone, and welcome to high school football on Max 96.7 and everywhere at WCXO967.com. Coming up, we'll join Greg Meyer and Rip Notmeyer from the Dairy Cake broadcast booth for tonight's game. Welcome to the Whisper Internet pregame. Coming up tonight, it's week 4 of the high school football season, and 2 of our broadcast schools will battle it out on the gridiron. How will week 4 go down? When the Mater Knights take on Freeburg, the Westland Warriors battle Columbia, and our broadcast tonight. Coach Chris Berkner and the Carlisle Indians are looking for their first win of the season when they host Coach Brian Short and the Central Cougars. Coming up, we'll hear from all 4 of our broadcast school coaches as we get ready for week 4 football. We're just getting started here on the Whisper Internet pregame on Max 96.7. Have you been told that high-speed internet's not available in your area? Whisper Internet is available in areas not traditionally served by DSL or cable internet. It's faster, less expensive, and more reliable than satellite internet, and no telephone or cable service is required. Call Whisper Internet today at 800-765-7772 or whisperinternet.com to request more information. Whisper Internet, high-speed internet you can count on. Up next, Becker Jewelers presents the Coaches Interviews as the Whisper Internet pregame continues on Max 96.7.
When wearing contacts, you shouldn't even be able to feel them. If they're uncomfortable or feeling dry, come see us at Lebanon Optometric Center or Breeze Family Vision Center. We'll find the right contacts for you, whether it's multifocal, astigmatism, daily disposables, or hybrid lenses. Don't suffer through contacts that are just fine. We have all the major brands to choose from, and with locations in Breeze and Lebanon, if you damage or tear your contacts, we can replace them right away. Start seeing clearer today with a little help from Breeze Family Vision Center or Lebanon Optometric Center.
Is the all-new Chevy Silverado the right truck for you? Hi, Colby Voss at K&J Chevrolet in Carlisle. The all-new Chevy Silverado has the comfort and conveniences you expect from a Chevy, plus the performance and handling you need. We have several new trucks to choose from, and if we don't have it, we'll find it for you. Stop by K&J Chevrolet and drive a Silverado and see for yourself what a tremendous value we offer and what the hype is all about. K&J Chevrolet in Carlisle, just west of town on Old Route 50. Chevrolet, find new roads.
Do you mind if I turn on the radio?
The music is great, and it doesn't cost anything.
It's Max 96.7.
Still to come, the HSHS Athletes Advantage Sports Medicine Kickoff when the Carlisle Indians host the Central Cougars. Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com present the Coaches Interviews. Your host of Talkin' Sports, Rip Notmeyer, had a chance to talk with all 4 of our broadcast school coaches. Let's start with the head coach of the Mater Knights, Jim Stiebel, after his team's huge win last week over Althoff, looking to stay undefeated tonight against undefeated Freeburg.
You can't do any better than 3-0, and you reached that 3-0 point with a blast over rival Althoff a week ago.
Well, you know what? I just didn't know how the boys were going to play. They seemed a little nervous. But after that first play, I knew that Althoff was in some trouble because our kids were clicking and focused and just played outstanding. The best probably performance I've seen a modern-day team play under me. They just executed flawless, and it showed.
Well, they wanted that holy grail, huh?
Yeah, they did, and it's just, I mean, I think Althoff's a really good team, too. I think they got a lot of skilled kids that can do some things. Unfortunately, they started the season with IC, who won state 2 years in a row, and then Vashon, who has one kid looks like Herschel Walker, and the other kid is going to Notre Dame. So that's not a way to start a season, but and then we put it on them better than they did. I don't know if that says we're that talented, but I think we can be if we execute like that.
And maybe, yeah, you got past them at the right time, got them off your schedule. But 47-0 was the final. All those points coming in the first half. A lot of players had their hands in that victory, of course. At the QB, though, he was pretty masterful. Travis Jasper, he was our athlete of the week, and he accounted for 6 touchdowns, 5 through the air.
Yeah, he was outstanding. And the one thing that we talked about all week, if you don't like what you see, if it's not open, all right, for a completion, then tuck it and run it. And that's what he did. And 9 of 10 on the first half. And the last 3 passes, I think, or last 4 passes, 3 touchdowns, something along those lines. And then 2 within 7 seconds to Mitchell Hockey, who is no secret anymore. No. I've been trying to tell people that this kid is super talented and athletic. But now there's no hiding them. So they're going to have to put somebody over the top there and put too high. And if they do that, we're going to run all over them. So Mitchell, it's going to be a fun year.
He had a memorable night with 3 touchdown receptions. So now you host Freeburg tonight. I know your kids are ready and pumped because you don't want this streak to end.
Yeah, we haven't played them in a few years. It's been a while. Matter of fact, the last we played with R1, Roderman, Cody Roderman, and it was kind of like that last time, just this past game against Althoff. It just everything clicked, and I'm hoping we pick up where we left off and are clicking like no other. And we're worried about a letdown after a big win like that and only playing a half, but we changed some things up at practice this week, and if they don't come out and fly around like they did next week, then it goes back to getting at it at practice. So I think they're going to come out with a lot of spunk and fury.
Well, pin it down to 3 keys for tonight against those midgets.
Of course, we got to take care of the ball offensively and just make a slow, boring football game. Defensively, we got to get after this quarterback and keep him in the pocket and make him make bad decisions quickly, so they can't get down the field. Because that's what they want to do. They want to throw bombs, and we're not going to give them time for that. And then lastly, we just can't give up big plays, any big plays, but especially special teams-wise. We've been winning that battle the last couple of weeks, and we want to continue to do that.
All right, Jim, thanks for your time, and good luck as you kick it off tonight against Freeburg at MD.
Thank you. Go Knights.
Farming is more than an occupation. It's a way of life. So when you want to protect your farm, it goes a lot deeper than protecting your crops, buildings, and machinery. You can't trust your farm protection to just anyone. You want an insurance company with decades of farm experience like Country Financial. We may have insured your parents' farm, even your grandparents' farm. Find out more about achieving financial security and farm insurance from me, Teresa Richards, or Keith Wilkin on Main Street in Breeze.
You've heard me say it before, when your trucks are your life, you need to be turning to be earned. I am Perry Stampa from Central Illinois Truck Service in Greenville. If your commercial tractor and trailer is down, we can get you back on the road faster and for less money than you thought possible. If it has wheels and an engine, we can fix it, including farm equipment. We are also building semi-trucks if you are ready for an upgrade. Call us today at 664-2646 or stop by Central Illinois Truck Service in Greenville.
Welcome to our music warehouse. Lucky you're not the one who has to refile all these CDs. Playing everything.
You've got Max 96.7.
We're back as Becker Jewelers presents the Coaches Interviews. Coming up, we'll hear from coaches Brian Short and Chris Berkner as we get ready for our broadcasts. Coach Ray Calling and the Wesleyan Warriors are getting ready for an undefeated Columbia squad tonight.
Ray Calling. Ray, you simply ran into a buzzsaw last week. Nashville, through 3 games through the first third of the season anyway, they are definitely one of the area's top clubs.
They're playing very well right now. They're a good football team. You can tell that those kids have bought into the program that Coach Wcxo and his staff have put in place. And they were definitely the aggressor last Friday. They
certainly have a lot of weapons. I saw them play in the initial game against the Carlyle Indians. Quite a few weapons, two quality quarterbacks. I assume they basically rotated them, Ball and also Malavi.
Yeah, they played Ball more than they played Malavi, but yes, they both did play. I think they're a very formidable club. I mean, they're a good football team.
Yeah, they're concentrating on this year, of course, but Malavi, just a sophomore, and I know that freshman team was outstanding in 2017. The one thing did you rack up quite a few yardage in this game, Ray? Or I was surprised you didn't score because you got some talent in that backfield.
Yeah, we do, but we didn't sustain blocks very well in that game. Their kids really played well up front with their hands in the box. We had opportunities. We just failed to capitalize on some of them.
And now it's another week. That is the top side of things. You're back to league action tonight against the Columbia Eagles. Did the practice week go pretty well? Are they, they ready to kick it into gear and come back and fight hard and battle against these Eagles?
Yeah, I think our kids have practiced hard all week. I think we've had a better week of practice this week than maybe we've had so far. I don't know what that'll translate into tonight, but I guess we got to find out here in a little bit.
Yeah, we shall find out. Of course, the Eagles beat the Salem Wildcats just recently, and a whole bunch of Harners, from Coach Harner to a couple of his twins, huh?
Oh yeah, both Nick and Sam. Yeah, I've known that family for a while, obviously, and it's going to be different coaching against Coach Horner and Coach Germain, two of my good friends. But at the same time, we got to do what we got to do. We got to go play the game, and we'll talk about it after.
And once in a while, Scott, sneaks in his dad, Coach Tom, as well.
Yeah, that's all they need is another good coach on their side.
And what a player he was for a long time at Salem and Cincy and so forth. Well, okay, it's against the Eagles tonight on your home surface, and shoot me some keys again, Ray.
Well, I'm going to give you the same thing I gave you last week because we didn't do that very well last week either. We got to tackle, and we got to tackle. And, if there's a fourth one, the one thing we preached all week is to finish plays. So, let's hope that'll translate into a better Friday night for us.
Get off to a good start against this bunch too.
That'd be good. Be good. We didn't get a good start last week, and it really paid dividends for them that they got off on a good start. So
very good. Good luck against Coach Harner's Columbia Eagles. Thank you.
Thanks, Rip. Appreciate it.
Reverman Chiropractic in Breeze would like to say thank you to our patients, staff, and local healthcare professionals for their continued support and cooperation as we celebrate 10 years in business. At Reverman Chiropractic, our focus is to work with you, the patient, and your other healthcare providers to deliver the best and most effective care possible. Please take advantage of our evening and weekend hours and call 526-4700 to schedule an appointment with Dr. Craig Reverman or Dr. Travis Isaac.
Find the perfect car, truck, SUV, or crossover that fits your budget at Breeze Motor Sales on Old Route 50 in Breeze. Breeze Motor Sales offering new 2018 Ford vehicles and a wide pre-owned selection too. Breeze Motor Sales has kept your vehicles in tip-top shape with genuine Ford parts for over 100 years on Old Route 50 in Breeze and online at breezemotorsales.com. Breeze Motor Sales, your family dealer since 1913.
We tell you our music library contains an embarrassment of riches. Except nothing embarrasses us. Playing everything.
This is Max 96.7.
Still to come as the Whisper Internet pregame continues on Max 96.7 and everywhere at Wcxo967.com. The Keys Brothers Auction and Realty Keys to the Game. when we join Greg Meyer and Rip Nottmeyer in the Dairy King broadcast booth for the Carlyle Indians hosting the Central Cougars. Have you been told that high-speed internet's not available in your area? Whisper Internet is available in areas not traditionally served by DSL or cable internet. It's faster, less expensive, and more reliable than satellite internet, and no telephone or cable service is required. Call Whisper Internet today at 800-765-7772 or whisperinternet.com to request more information. Whisper Internet, high-speed internet you can count on. Becker Jewelers presents the Coaches Interviews, continuing now with the head coach of the Central Cougars, Brian Short.
On the horn with us now, and unfortunately your undefeated campaign was shut down on a Thursday night. The Midgets were pretty impressive in their shutout victory.
Yeah, they were. We got beaten pretty much every aspect of the game, and I don't think we came out and played the way we're capable of, but a lot of that had to do with the guys that we were playing. Freeburg came out and played really well and executed, and got us down 14-0 right out of the gate. And we kind of bounced back and played a little bit better in the third quarter, but never really got anything rolling. And the score showed that. So one of those things where they definitely had our number.
It was a 28-0 final. Their quarterback, Cal Clausen, he was a bundle, huh? He threw for 3 touchdown passes. Had a tough time with him.
Yeah, he did a really good job. He got the ball out to their stud receiver, Brendan Mann, got it to him out in space with room to move, and boy, they made us pay for that. And he did a good job running the football too when his number was called. So he had a great game for him.
Well, it takes a complete effort to knock off your Cougars, and they did it offensively and defensively. I saw where they held you under or right around 50 yards rushing, and with the guys you got out of that backfield, it's tough to deny them.
Yeah, they did a really good job up front on both sides of the ball, Freeburg did, and we didn't really have an answer for it. We weren't able to get any type of rhythm whatsoever offensively, and they were able to move us pretty well on defense. So, those combinations of things don't match out very well for trying to win a football game.
Max Campworth didn't have a lot of room to maneuver either and get off some passes. Is that right?
Yeah, he was under stress all night long.
Yeah.
Max didn't have a chance to get any type of rhythm whatsoever. And like I said, we struggled maintaining drives. I think we went 3 and out on our first 3 drives, and they scored on their first 2. So, like I said, they came out and really snatched momentum from us right out of the gate. So it was not pretty for the Cougs.
On the upside, away from the field itself, were the fans impressed by the refurbished stadium?
Yeah, that was the unfortunate part about getting beat 20-0. We had a really good crowd. The place was packed, and we honored our former head coach, Dan Hopkins, as well, and had a nice little celebration for him beforehand. So, we had a lot of good things going on. It was very unfortunate for us to play the way that we did, and that was pretty frustrating. Thursday night, that was a little different feeling too, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. I'll probably not sign up for that anytime soon. I'm a big routine guy, but it was a situation that we had where we thought that'd be best for the forecast and getting a game in, and that's what we were looking to do. And, obviously we can use it as an excuse, but Freeburg had to show up on a Thursday night on a short schedule too. So just one of those things where they responded to it a lot better than what we did. Yeah, coaches would rather have that extra day instead of one short anyway. And now it's the Carlyle Indians here in Carlisle this evening. Another Cahokia Conference game for you, your third, and what are the keys to the game against the Tribe? And we definitely got to stop their run game. They're looking to get downhill. They got some aggressive backs that like to run the football, so we definitely need to take their run game away. If we can't do that, it could be a long night for us, and we got to get back on the scoreboard. Getting shut out, it's puts you in a tough spot, that's for sure. So just try to get our offense in a rhythm, stop their run game, and win the turnover battle. Turnover battle, and that's always important, and it could be really important, and it always is in a tight game, of course. So, all right, Brian, appreciate your time, and good luck as the Clinton County battle renews itself tonight in Carlisle. All right, thanks a lot, Rip.
Want easy online banking and bill paying with an ATM and debit card that allows you to set personal spending limits? Then Tempo Bank's the place for you. Tempo Bank makes it easy for today's consumers to spend more time with your families and less time balancing your accounts and paying bills. Tempo Bank has 2 locations to better serve you. Call 526-7256 in Breeze or 224-9228 in Trenton. They'll be glad to help you. Tempo Bank is your answer to easy, hassle-free banking.
Reekman Brothers Farm Equipment has locations in Oakville, Centralia, and Breeze. Reekman Brothers sells the finest John Deere tractors, plus lawn and garden equipment and accessories. Reekman Brothers has been a part of the farming industry for over 83 years. Call Reekman Brothers for farm machinery and farmland auction services. 243-6186. Reekman Brothers, your John Deere dealer.
I'd like to start a campaign to blow the buttons off people's radios. Is that realistic?
This is Max 96.7.
Tonight's broadcast is coming up when the Carlyle Indians take on the Central Cougars. Here's the head coach of the Indians, Chris Berkner, as we get ready for the HSHS Athletes Advantage Sports Medicine Kickoff, as the Whisper Internet pregame continues on Max 96.7.
Chris Berkner with us now, the head coach of the Carlyle Indians. Got to tell you, had a real good shot at your first win of the season a week ago, but still fell shy by just 6 against the Redbud Musketeers.
Yeah, we did. It was one that we really felt like we could have gotten, should have gotten, but that's why you play the games, and we did not get it done.
And it was a beautiful pass play from Caleb Darr to Lane Heisman for the 6 points late in the first half. You're up by 1. Of course, they tallied in the third quarter on a long scoring strike around 60 yards or so, and that was it. Nothing could happen after that. You had some opportunities, some more opportunities, but you just couldn't bag them.
Yeah, for sure. Lane made a great play. Caleb made a great read. Lane made a great play, broke a couple tackles, got in the end zone. That's what we want out of kids, just to compete and go out there and do the best they can. And then they had some speed, and we knew that they had a couple guys that could break one, and we were trying to contain them. And they found a hole and gave it to one of their playmakers, and they made it. And then the weather obviously didn't help out with the second half for either team. Couldn't really move the ball much after the lightning delay, and but we did have our opportunities throughout the game.
Yes,
to take care of it. We were in the red zone 2 other times, couldn't score. We just kind of shot ourselves in the foot time or two and had some negative plays, and we just couldn't bounce back from them.
We've had a few delays here. Landon Smith, it was good. He slotted some running room, and he was up near that century mark.
Yeah, I think I had him when I looked at film. I kind of double-checked some stats, and just for my personal one, and I think I ended up having him around 89 yards or so. 89 or so, his best outing, and of course he's got to get some blocking. You can't do it on your own, can you? I mean, it doesn't happen that way, does it, Chris? Needs a little help. Oh, absolutely. The line did a fantastic job in the first half, and just they kind of changed some things up defensively that we may or may not have been ready for, but ultimately we couldn't run as well as we could in the first half as we during the second half, and then we couldn't pass the ball to conditions either, so it ended up that way.
And despite just the 8 markers and not a lot of passes thrown for completions anyway, Caleb Darr, he spread around a few different kids. 3 at least had hands and some catches, so that was good to see. Yeah, we had 3 different kids, had at least 3 catches. So, yeah, it's always good to have multiple threats out there at the receiving as well. One of the main rivals in conference play, and just county-wise, the Central Cougars are on your home turf tonight. And, let's jot down about 3 keys to the game for us, Chris. We got to be able to run the ball. We got to be able to stop their big plays and win turnovers. Turnovers. Again, turnovers. You got to mention that, but that's always a key, of course. So good luck this evening as Central opposes your Indians at Carlyle High. Thank you. All right. Thanks, Rip.
When we come back, we'll join Greg Meyer and Rip Notmeyer from the Dairy King broadcast booth for the Keys Brothers Auction and Realty Keys to the Game when the Carlyle Indians host the Central Cougars. Moving forward requires taking that first step. And when it comes to your future, your first step should be Kaskaskia College. With more than 50 degrees and 100 certificate programs, Kaskaskia College can prepare you for a great career, your next promotion, or set you on your educational path. Life is too short to wait. Take your first step to success with Kaskaskia College. Learn more today. Call 545-3040 or kaskaskia.edu.
When you put money in our bank, you started a chain reaction. We made an auto loan. A local car dealer sold a car salesman got a commission. His wife bought groceries. The checker at the supermarket got a paycheck. You made that happen. Thanks. The First National Bank in Carlisle. A better way to bank. Member FDIC. Visit us online at 1nbcarlisle.com.
Flying in the face of conventional wisdom.
There's no rules and no laws and lots of litter.
Every day.
This is Max 96.7.
We're moments away from the HSHS Athletes Advantage Sports Medicine Kickoff. This high school football broadcast on Max 96.7 is brought to you in part by Putker Construction, Jansen Chevrolet, Fairman Garage Doors, the Joe Isaac Insurance Agency, Tunya's Service Company, the Community Bank of Trenton, Isaac Auto Body, Prairie Farms Dairy, Edward Jones Financial Advisor Amy Cruzy, Clinton Manor Living Center, Jansen Farm Equipment, Keys Brothers Realty and Auction, Buckman Milk Hauling, Breeze Dental Group, the Foppy Insurance Agency, and by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. And now from the Dairy King broadcast booth, here's Greg Meyer and Rip Notmeyer.
Another Clinton County football rivalry gets renewed tonight as the Carlyle Indians host the Central Cougars in Cahokia Conference action. Hello, everybody. This is Rip Notmeyer along with Greg Meyer. Welcome to the Carlyle High School site for this tilt between the visiting Cougars and the Tribe. Also, welcome to the Dairy King broadcast booth with locations in Breeze and Trenton. The Whisper Internet pregame show continues after this break. This is high school football, Max 96.7.
If it has been a long time since you've been to the dentist, you need to know you're not alone. For some, past experiences make it impossible to pick up the phone and call. Others are embarrassed because it has been so long. Hi, I'm Dr. Casey Santel, a general dentist from Breeze, Illinois, who sedates patients with pills. I believe in listening to our patients and finding workable solutions to problems they have without making them feel guilty or putting them down. Please call me, Dr. Casey Santel, at Breeze Dental Care at 526-2020 to schedule an appointment where sedation dentistry is an option for you to take care of your teeth without anxiety.
Are you looking for a happy dental home? Dr. Draghi and Dr. Santel are in-network providers with many insurance companies and have what you are looking for. New patients welcome and most emergencies seen immediately. Get back on the right track to good dental health with Breeze Dental Care. Call 526-2020. That's 526-2020.
Hi, this is Dr. Matt Palm at MedPlus Physical Medicine in Carlisle. Whether you want to lose a few pounds for vacation or you want to get rid of lots of excess weight, it's time to take advantage of our safe, effective, and affordable weight loss program. With an individualized plan based around an appetite suppressant, a metabolism booster, and diet and exercise counseling from physicians with backgrounds in nutrition, let us get you on the path to a healthier lifestyle. Call MedPlus at 594-3671 to set up your free consultation and to get you on track to a healthier you.
Stuck in a state of falling behind? Struggling to keep up with your kids, your finances, your insurance, your life? Then let me, State Farm agent Steve Klosterman, help you simplify and get to a better state. Because with the Klosterman Agency handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. More money, too, because adding State Farm policies can earn you discounts and actually help you get ahead. Call or email me, State Farm agent Steve Klosterman, and get to a better state with State Farm.
Sound familiar? A flat tire in the middle of nowhere? Car keys locked in the car? Or a battery that needs a jump start? You're stranded on the side of the road and need emergency roadside assistance to get your car moving. Call Benoff Insurance in Breeze and Trenton about roadside rescue coverage from Beacon Insurance that's available to everyone who has a personal auto policy with Beacon Insurance. Roadside rescue will save your day with 24/7 roadside assistance at no extra cost to you if you have comprehensive coverage. Call Benoff Insurance, your Beacon Insurance agency, today at 526-4888.
From flu bugs and earaches to sprains and sore throats, life's little setbacks never happen when it's convenient. But luckily, there is a convenient way to feel better faster with HSHS St. Joseph's walk-in clinics near you. Immediate Care at Carlyle and the Health Center in New Baden offer weekend hours and experienced medical experts, so it's the place to go when your doctor's not available. For hours and services, visit stjoebreeze.com/walk-in clinics.
Max 96.7.
Hello again, everybody. Rip along with Greg Meyer in the Dairy King broadcast booth with locations in Breeze and Trenton. The Whisper Internet pregame show rolls on, and I think it's about time, Greg, for the keys of the game.
Yeah, we took out the Keys Brothers Realty and Auction Company keys to the game. Rip here for both teams. For Brian Short, as you heard in the pregame interviews with head coach Brian Short, stop the run, get the offense in rhythm. They got shut out last week on a Thursday night affair against Freeburg, so that's one thing they want to do, get back on the scoreboard. And when the turnovers, says Brian, that's what they want to do. They preach turnovers and special teams, so he kind of intertwined that there in the pregame interview a little bit. He wants to be a little better on special teams and win a turnover battle. For Coach Chris Berkner, they want to run the ball effectively. Landon Smith's all-conference back this year as a running back. He had a big season last year. He's only got 54 carries for 219 yards, kind of off to a slow start for the first 3 weeks of the season compared to his numbers last season. And Chris Berkner said, limit the Cougars to big plays. They said no big plays there, and obviously he wants to win the turnover battle as well. So both teams, Cougars 2-1, Indians 0-3, as you mentioned in the pregame a little bit earlier. You know, Indians were just there last week to get that first win. They just came up just a little bit short in that game against Redbud last week.
Yeah, actually, I was here for just half of it. It was a 14-8 game at the end. Carlyle went ahead 8-7 late in the second half with a nice pass play from Dar to Heinzman. And then, of course, the only score in the third of that second half went to the Redbud Musketeers, and that's a fine ball team. They're up 2-up and only 1 down the season, too. But it's already a key game. And Central 1-1 league play, and, of course, Carlyle 0-2. And with the quality of play in this league, you can't throw away any games. I tell you what. So this is a key game for each one in league, and then the playoffs. If you lose 4, you're really up. I mean, 3 after 4 weeks, but 4 after 4 weeks, it's really the backs are really against the wall.
Especially too, as you mentioned, with it, you drop the first 4, you play, and with the conference, how you mentioned everybody knocking each other around. It's going to be hard to get points because you base your playoff points on the W's that your opponents get, and that's your total score. So
that can be good, that can be bad.
Yes, it can be good, can be bad, but the thing about it is the thing about it is if everybody in league's knocking each other out, that doesn't boast your win totals up very high.
We've got the big one here tonight, another Clinton County battle, and of course next week it is the Milk Bowl between Central and Mater Dei. John Drow Studios will be all over that one, and that's where the Cougars will be. The Carlyle Indians will have to face off with the Columbia Eagles at Columbia. We are just about set now for the HSHS Athletes Advantage Sports Medicine Kickoff. Carlyle will receive first. They're in their purple and gold. Nice purple hats on. And it's purple and white with a dash of black maybe for the Central Cougars. Beautiful night. Absolutely gorgeous night for football here at Carlyle High.
Yes, it is. Sun's going down. We were sweating up here in the booth.
I still am, but I do all the time.
It's still sweating a little bit, but sun's going down. It's going to turn out to be a good night for football.
And off we go. Colin Beatty will boot it for Central from the 40. Carlisle's deepest return man is at the 10-yard line. Sets up about at the 9 now.
Looks like Keaton Mitchell, 6 foot, 175-pound sophomore, number 44.
Nice young player. We are rolling, and a line drive kick goes to the left and out of bounds. We have our first yellow flag of the evening, but the Indians will start out 1st and 10. In week number 4 here on Max 96.7 and all around the world on Max Wcxo967.com.
Can you believe that? Week 4 already.
I actually can because football, it's just amazing how fast it zips by.
So trotting out Dar on the offensive end, the quarterback, 27 of 60 through the air for 258 yards. He's carried the ball 37 times for 40 yards. He's got 2 touchdowns through the air to 4 interceptions, and obviously Chris Berkner wants to get him going on the offensive side.
And he has one man in the slot, one back to the right. Dar quickly shoots to the right side. We have the halfback option to throw from Heisman. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Jared Vonderhaar. The man was open. Vonderhaar was at about the 35-yard line or so. Just shot through the wickets. Nice little razzle-dazzle. Almost worked on play number 1.
Good. I mean, I'm okay with that play. You know, you're expecting maybe run here out of the gate, and you open it up like that. Had Vonderhaar, he would have caught it. He would have scored.
Yeah, it's like a fastball in the first pitch of the game. But they changed up on him. Just didn't quite materialize. Second in the same, just seconds into this one from Carlyle High. Out of the shotgun, it is Dar. Whips it to Isaac Smith. It's caught. But he got back to the line of scrimmage.
I think it fell incomplete, actually.
Did it fall?
I think it did fall. I think 11 on the hit. That's Tyler Hegan for the Cougars coming from his linebacker position to make the hit. Setting up a 3rd and long here for him now. So Indians come out passing twice. Week 1, we had them. They ran the football very effectively.
3rd and the same. Back to the right. Dar with a little fake, has some time. Whips it downfield and overthrown. And he's not on my sheet. Do you have him? 16?
16. Here, let me find it out with my sheet out here. 16 there on the coverage. It's Tim Callahan for the Cougars on the back end.
Okay.
6-foot senior playing defensive back. He's one of the guys that only plays one way for the Cougars, just defensively.
So 4th and 10, nothing doing for the Indians, and they'll punt the ball away. Just above the 20-yard line. One man deep for the Cougars. And it is a sharp punt, but it's bounding. Takes a couple of good rolls, and Central lets it stop at about the 33-yard line. And that's where the Cougars in visiting white will take over. 1st and 10, 11:26 in quarter number 1.
Take a look at that offense for the Cougars. Max Campworth, 36 of 67 as the quarterback through the air. He's got 506 yards with 2 touchdowns and a couple interceptions. 2 guys you're going to probably call their names a lot on the ground game. Spangenberg has got 269 yards running with 3 touchdowns. Tyson Lobb, the son of assistant coach Andy Lobb, former head coach of the Central Cougars, has got 137 yards on the ground. So they like to run the football a little bit more than the Indians.
Campworth out of that shotgun, too. We have one man in motion. That is Richter. Comes to the near side. White out to the top and the bottom. Inside handoff, and nothing doing. Lobb is wrapped up for a loss. See, it was in, I believe, Landon Smith. Yep. And beautiful move there. Great defensive play. 2nd down and very long for the Cougars.
Loss of about 8 there on that play. I think it was Rip. Spotting the ball just outside the 25. Drive that started.
It's at least, yeah. It's 2nd and 18. 2nd and 19 on the board now. Campworth, lob to his right. Campworth has the snap. Fires it over the middle, but no good. The intended target there was Garrett Richter.
I'm going back to the huddle telling my quarterback, hey, I'm 5'8", 140 pounds. I don't want no part of that between 3 guys. And Richter took a shot on that one. Campworth kind of didn't help his cause, throwing a high pass there over the middle.
Had some zip on it, but brings up 3rd and 19. We're scoreless. 10:36 to play in quarter number 1 from Carlyle. A Cahokia conference duel here between the Cougars and the Indians.
Screen pass probably would be the play call here, I would think.
Whiteouts to the top and the bottom. Campworth fakes right, keeps it himself. No, well, he breaks one tackle, but not much after that. And Carlyle will get it back easily. 3 and out for the Central Cougars. Another loss. So the Cougars will punt it away.
Loss of about 3 or 4 more. Be a punt setting up here again, as you mentioned. But both teams feeling each other out. Indians threw 3 passes. The Cougars ran the ball once and then threw a couple of passes and nothing doing either way so far.
Richter will adjust those shoes. Retime. We're set to go. The Indians set up inside their 50-yard line. That's Lane Heinsman, a 6-foot senior. Good athlete. The kick, it is a low liner with a good bounce. And it goes deep all the way to the Carlyle 31-yard line, where it is touched there by Trevor Everhart. The Cougars' Tyler Hegan. Is the Carlyle Indians ball. 0-0 in the first.
Real quick, I want to mention a couple other games we're looking at tonight as well. Freeburg 3-0 at Mater Dei, 3-0 tonight at one of our in-county schools. Columbia 3-0 at 1-2 Westland tonight as well. We're going to keep our scores updated with also other ones going on. Highland playing tonight, Centralia as well. So we're going to try to get you all the score updates we can throughout our broadcast.
A lot of good football in the area. The Cougars come up to the line. They do set up at their 31-yard line, 1st and 10. Handoff to Landon Smith. Comes around the left side, tries to find some room, scoots forward for 1 or 2 before he's corralled there by a couple of Cougars. Tim Callahan, one of those.
Call that a gain of 2. Just a little outside run there, I think. Not much developed, though, there for Smith.
He had a good game last week, his first good game of the season. Just hasn't had a lot of running room. The offensive line opened up a bit last week, and he approached 100 right at 93 yards.
As you mentioned, though, the passing game's going to have to pick up for the Indians if they're going to help Smith out.
The backs are split. Dar rolls out, fires it right side. Too long for Heinzman. Incomplete. And here comes 3rd down with 8 to go.
Guy putting the pressure on there again off the edge. Blitz. I got to get my number. There's number 11 for the Cougars. That was Tyler Hegan again.
I tell you, Hegan and Callahan have been in on a bit of the action already for the Cougars. We'll see if Carlyle does it on 3rd and 8. If they light it up or not. They're from their own 33. No dent on the board yet, still in the early going from Carlyle High. Just a 1 back. 1 man in the slot, 3 receivers out. Otherwise, it is Buzz to Chase Taylor. He's wrapped up at the 35-yard line. May go down about the 36, but that's it. And Carlyle will have to cough it up again. Defensive battle. You don't see that very often here with everybody going into the spread now, and they want to throw it around. And offense is the thing. You give up 30 and you score 40, you're going to win a lot of games now. And so far, it's a defensive bout between these two ball clubs. Hunter Rose to kick it away for Carlyle. Oh, he fumbles the football. It is loose. Here comes Central. They pick it up, go down. I believe the recovery goes to Spangenberg, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Spangenberg, first one there for the Cougars, and they're going to take over in plus territory on the Carlyle, about the maybe 12-yard line, 15-yard line, it looks like.
And there's a big turnover early, and the Cougars will try and take advantage of that with just above 8 to play in the first. Punter just never really got the grasp of it. Here comes Central out 1st and 10. Max Campworth looks to the side. He's done a nice job in his first year. They've had some nice quarterbacks at Central.
Yeah, he's another one that has developed well in the John Howard system on the offensive side of the football and continuing that as well. He's had a good start to the season. He's got to continue it, though.
Handoff, Spangenberg, and he is tied up in the backfield. He's dropped for a loss. 2, maybe even 3. Actually, they come back further. Might be up to about 4 on the board. We'll go 2nd and 14.
But one thing that's helped, as you mentioned, Campworth's good play has been the run game. Spangenberg and Lobb have been 2 guys that have ran the football well through the first 3 weeks of the season. You heard Chris Berkner talk about stopping the big play. So far, defensively, the Indians have answered that battle.
Richter in the slot right. Garcia at the bottom of the field. Another receiver at the top. Campworth calls signals. Fakes it to Spangenberg, little shot out in the flat, and there's some running room for Marcus down the sideline and in for a touchdown. Central takes the early lead 6-0.
It's not going to count, though, Rip. There's a flag down here. I know there. You can't see with this wall right here, but there is a yellow marker.
Right by the pylon. I didn't think there was much of a celebration there.
I think we're going to get a block in the back against one of the Cougars. I couldn't get the number. But it was the wide out, flanked all the way out to the right side. It's just a 5-yarder. They call it a hold. Sorry about that. Nets him 8, though, I think, off that catch.
And we've got 2nd down coming up for the Cougars. It is scoreless, 7:22 to go in the first period. Rip Notmeyer with Greg Meyer on Max 96.7. It's a football Friday. Spangenberg to the right of Kempworth. Wideouts everywhere. One slot man to the end zone, intercepted by Carlyle. That is Taylor. He brings it out, and he's got a bit of running room. He carries it out past the 10 to the sideline and near the 15. So turnovers go each way. Carlyle holds in a big way.
backs against the wall. That was the first time anybody's entered the Buckeye red zone, and that was the Cougars in the Buckeye red zone. But a nice play by Chase Taylor. I think it was just a miscommunication between him and Alex Garcia on the outside between Campworth and Garcia, and that turns into another turnover. Indians will start on their own 15-yard line.
Chase played center field there. Carlyle with the front end. And 4 to go here with 10 to their side. 1st and 10. Dar lines up. The hike back, the give. And Smith falls forward. Possibly 1 or so. Landon Smith, a big kid, good athlete, 6'2", and a solid 210.
Continues, he runs hard every time he gets the football. He really does. He puts his head down, runs very, very fast and physical, and that's why he was all conference last year out of the backfield for the Indians. Much of the reason why they made the playoffs last year is handing him the football.
Officially, it was no gain. Taylor in the slot. This way on the bottom, it's Heisman. One more wide out to the top. Backs are split by Caleb Dar. Dar wearing number 11. Inside handoff. Vonderhaar, plenty of room off right tackle. He's still on his feet. Breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. He's to the 50. Now he loses the ball out of bounds. And let's see what the call is. I believe he'll be out of bounds there. Yeah, it's a long bust for Vonderhaar.
How about a 40-yard run by my count there on Vonderhaar, and that's the first down of either team in this football game.
Hard to believe. All the way to the 45 of Central. He showed some power, didn't he, Greg?
Yeah, just a good. He broke a couple of tackles, and now the Indians moving into plus territory. Now really opens up the playbook for Chris Berkner, and with Dar at quarterback, who's got a good arm. We'll see if they take a chance here, 1st and 10.
Taylor left, Heisman right. Again, it's a shared backfield. High snap. The ball is lost, and Vonderhaar had. Now it skips away from him, and just a busted play. Central's going to recover, it appears.
Spangenberg's got it. Vonderhaar's down. Should have checked out Watts on the recovery, according to the PA guys.
It was a high snap. Dar couldn't handle it. It looked like it was kind of tipped to Vonderhaar. And I know in the initial game we did at Nashville, the exchange wasn't real good all the time there. A lot of high toss action.
Slow to get up, though. He's on his feet.
He's going to be okay. As always, it's easy for us to say, right, Greg?
Yeah, absolutely. He was falling forward. He might have took a shot to the head, and it's good to see him walking off on his own power.
Jared Vonderhaar, 6'3" senior.
Another kid looks like he kind of whipped his neck. Maybe got a little whiplash there on the dive in.
Yeah, just awkward period.
Just speculating up here in the booth. And it's another kid for the Indians who already without LaShawn Andrews tonight. Bryce Marlowe, 2 guys that are out.
Not a lot of depth to start for the Indians especially. All nickels on the board in period number 1. It is nothing. Garcia to the near side as they bunch him up tight. Campworth out of the deep shot. One back to his right. That is Lobb, and he's off left tackle, maybe to the line of scrimmage. Might have been a little bit shy. So
Can't give him 1, I think, here by the box. Give him a yard, but
and they scooted again.
One thing the talked about when I was down on the field talking with Brian Short and got to talk to Chris Berkner, visiting with both guys, and Chris Berkner really thought they could win up front against the Cougars' offensive line, a smaller offensive line than Brian Short's had in his career at Central.
Campworth looks right, throws right out in the backfield. That is Richter, and he is gunned down to the turf at around the 42-yard line.
There's Keaton Mitchell there again, making a nice play. Loss of 6 for Richter on that play, and another 3rd and long for the Cougars here.
Cougars are going back. No one's down at that scoreboard. Central got in the end zone, but it was called back. Looked like Carlyle might have a good opportunity, but they lost the football in Central territory. One back to the left of Campworth. Claps his hands, gets the ball, looks, steadies himself, now rolls out to the right, still with it, fires it up ahead to the 50, ball incomplete. Heisman with a nice defensive play on Alex Garcia.
Offensively, it's been a struggle.
It has.
It's been an offensive struggle so far.
Oh, these defensive coaches are proud, though.
Absolutely, they are.
It's 4th down for the Cougars.
Another punt looking like it's going to be up and coming.
Time to tap it away another time. Richter again, donning number 13. Lane Heisman is within the 30. Good snap. Nice kick this time. Heisman comes to his left, watches it bounce, and it rolls out of bounds at around the 20-yard line. I see a flag fly. That might have been the Indian sideline, tossing some hankies around here. So Carlyle will get it back again, and they'll get another effort here with the game still scoreless. It is flat love with 4.5 to play in the quarter.
Honest Water scoreboard not getting a whole lot of love here tonight so far by either team.
But don't get comfortable. Carlyle lost 14-8 last week. And Central was zipped by Freeburg 28-0.
Cougars working on right now being shut out for 5 straight quarters.
That is hard to believe. Here's Dar. Dar fires to the right. Pass is caught by Heisman. Man, a nice grab. And Hegan was all over him. Make that Callahan. Pickup of about 5.
Mentioned it. Back end of the Cougars defense has been pretty good so far, and that was another tight window Dar had to throw into, and a nice catch by Lane Heisman on that play as well. Coming back to get the football.
Really was. Dar walks his guys up. A back to each side. Taylor down this way. Heisman up top. Dar, handoff to Vonderhaar back in there, and he gets some running room. Does a bunch himself over the right side by the hash. It'll bring up
third manageable.
Definitely about 4, maybe 3rd and 4.
So far, Vonderhaar's been the bulk of the offense for the Indians. He's got 2 carries for 42 yards. Smith's with 2 carries for 3, and Dar currently right now through the air is 2 of 6 for 7 yards.
Good to see Vonderhaar is A-OK. The Indians with a long way to go. They're on their own 28-yard line. 3rd and 3 now. They make it 3rd and 3. One back in back of Caleb Dar. The senior calls out signals, gets the delivery, keeps it, goes off left tackle, finds some room, whistles across to the 30. Well, he's got the first down, I believe.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, they're going to move the chains.
Give him a gain of 6 on that one.
About the 34 or so, 33. Again, we'll leave it up to the officials there and move the sticks. Nice play call, and Caleb Dar is capable of that quite often. First attempt from the 33.
Absolutely. You mentioned last year, he had a big year last year running the football, and he's off to a slow start this year running the ball for the Indians, but he's done a decent job passing it through the air.
Yeah, he just hasn't had a lot of room to go, as really the backs haven't, until maybe last week. Vonderhaar smacks a few heads, crosses the 35 to the 36-yard line. And Dar didn't play about 4 games maybe last year. Hills was the quarterback, and he got hurt. Dar did great in relief, actually.
Yeah, Dar was real good in relief, but whenever he wasn't playing quarterback, he was running the football a lot out of the backfield, and he very effective with Landon Smith running the ball out of the backfield as well. And
Dar's a tough kid.
Absolutely.
Where's number 11? A senior. They have him listed at 200 even. It is a 35-yard line, 2nd down and 8 to go. 3 receivers to the bottom of the field, 1 to the top, 1 setback, and that is Smith, and he is tied up for a loss of at least 1.
They've done a tremendous job.
We're stagnant, Greg.
On Central has done a tremendous job of stopping Landon Smith on the defensive side, but Vonderhaar is the one that's been hurting them on that side of the football. As you mentioned, no score here. Very, very interesting.
Unusual, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Dar again with one man, just a lone setback. Dar with the catch, stands at his 35, has some room up the slot. He goes across the 35 to the 39-yard line. And he is slugged there by Gavin Watts.
He just shy of the line to get.
Guess what? It's 4th down.
Looking like another punt. You never know. All these offensive-minded guys, they like tricking people all the time.
They do, but we're going to have a punt. Oh, the ball is dropped. It's picked up. And a couple of yards, and that is
No, Vonderhaar ended up with the football.
Did Vonderhaar get it? Either which way, the Indians are out of luck, and it's going to be turned over to the Central Cougars. So Carlyle struggling with that punt game.
Hunter
Rose just hasn't been able to, I think he's just hearing a few footsteps right now.
Yeah, and a fumbled snap. That's the second one, as you mentioned, in a row. And the Cougars will be in plus territory starting on the Indian 35.
42 seconds left in the first. Nothing doing on the board. Still the shotgun for Campworth. Inside handoff. Spangenberg gets pushed back, eludes one runner. He keeps on his feet and slips onto the 30-yard line. A good heady ball player he is as we wind down this first quarter.
Runs the ball very effectively as well. Hard nose. He reminds me a lot of Landon Smith. They both run the football downhill hard, and they like to hit people. You know, most of them running backs nowadays, they like to get out of the way of the contact. Those two are two guys that get after it and want to hit people, run through contact.
We're going to freeze the rest of the, well, check that. Campworth with the handoff. They dump it to the left side, and Marcus has it on the sideline, far sideline. That runs out the period, but a nice game as we close it out. Through one quarter, though. It's Central nothing, Carlyle nothing. This is high school football, Max 96.7.
Southern Bus and Mobility is your Brawnability dealer in Breeze. Brawnability features the broadest lineup of wheelchair-accessible vehicles with more brands, entry types, features, and price points than any other manufacturer in the industry. See for yourself at Southern Bus and Mobility why a new or certified pre-owned wheelchair-accessible Brawnability vehicle is the only way to go. Call 526-4131 or stop by just east of Breeze on Old Route 50. Get mouth-watering flavor at a jaw-dropping price at your Breeze and Carlyle Hardee's. Charbroiled sliders are starting at just $1.25. Get them as a single or get them as a double. And get as many as you want. Plus, enjoy the entire Red Burrito menu. And tomorrow morning, try the new made-from-scratch honey butter biscuits. Get unhungry now at your Breeze and Carlyle Hardee's.
You found Max 96.7.
Hello, everybody. Rip along with Greg Meyer here in the Dairy King broadcast booth with locations in Breeze and Trent. We've got a score for you on the Honest Water scoreboard. Greg Freeberg has the nip on Mater Day right now, 7-6 in the first or late in the first quarter.
Correct. Highland also beating Jerseyville 8-0. And
nothing else. Are you surprised by it? Highland's just a machine.
Always.
Although I don't know how good Jerseyville is. They were pretty good last year.
Muscuda up 14-0.
Play number one in this quarter.
It's Campworth running it into the end zone, Rip.
All alone from 18 out. That was quick. So quick, I really wasn't ready for it. Campworth puts the charge into it on the quarterback keep, and Central does lead now 6-0. Wow, that was with ease, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No one expected it.
Yeah, because he doesn't really run the football very often.
But when he does?
Effective. Got to keep the defense honest, and he gets the first touchdown of the game for either side.
Now for the point after. Beatty lines up again. This is for a 7-zip lead, so the scoreboard has been notched here in the second. Snap back, ball down. Kick is up and blocked. Blocked it is, and we remain at 6-0. Not sure who got in there. Vonderhaar?
I think he gave it to Vonderhaar there, Rip.
Vonderhaar was there, and Mitchell, I believe, but Vonderhaar will get credit.
Somebody on the board, though. 6-0 you mentioned, but a couple other scores, too, real quick to pass along. 7-6, as you mentioned. Freeburg leading Mater Day. 8-0 Highland. 14-0 Muscuda leading Waterloo, and then Salem is beating Redbud 7-0 on a couple of the other score updates going on around the Maxland area.
Central didn't stay in that Buckeye red zone very long, did they, Greg?
No, they did not.
One playing good.
Mentioned that. Buckeye Red Zones explore the possibilities of a simpler life at your Centralia and Greenville Buckeye stores. Yeah, they were in the Buckeye Red Zone, as you mentioned.
They've got it all. I'll say that.
Absolutely, they do.
You can explore. You can take a long time. Well, we'll see how the Carlyle Indians respond to the Central Cougars here as the Cougars do draw first blood in this Cahokia Conference matchup. Again, next week it's Central and Mater Day from refurbished Central, their refurbished stadium. That must be nice. I might be able to make it over there for a little while next week. And then Carlyle will be moving on to Columbia. Central about set to kick off after the touch. just up 6-0. Keep in mind that block extra point. It's Carlyle playing shy player. Here we go with a late entry. Landon Smith comes on as the kick is made, and it may go into the end zone. It does for a touchback. Beatty with a good foot into that one. First and 10 for Carlyle at the 20, trailing 6-0.
Let's take a look here real quick at the Prairie Farms scoring drive. Locally owned, locally produced Prairie Farms Dairy. That was a 3-play drive by the Cougars that went 35 yards and netted them 1 first down and was capped off by a Max Campworth 18-yard touchdown run. And a point after was blocked by Jared Vonderhaar. Now the Indians will take over on their own 20, Rip.
Prairie Farms might as well sponsor me because I drank a lot of that good milk. Here come the Indians from their own 20. They got the distance to go, down by 6, just 8 seconds into the second quarter. Dar wants it. It sails on past. He recovers, and he's inside the 5 probably. Got away from him. A little to his right, and he just couldn't find the handle.
It's a third bad snap. 2 of them been on punts. Now he got a bad shotgun snap. As you mentioned, that ball's going to be spotted, I think, at about the 7-yard line. So we'll give him a loss of 13 on that play.
So the Indians in a deep hole here in the second period.
Indians, you mentioned, they've been shooting themselves in the foot on special teams so far and now backed up all the way against their own goalpost.
Receivers at the top and bottom. 2 setback for Carlyle. They hand off to the tailback, Smith. He crashes quickly.
1 or 2 on that one, I think, Rip.
Tops. Yeah, very tops. They might give him 2.
Old I formation set. You don't see that very often anymore. Under
I
center.
sure do like it.
Under center, too.
I really do like it.
But as you mentioned, the snaps so far here by the Indians have been good. So now going under center, which Carlyle did that a lot last year. A lot of I formation sets as well. So definitely capable of scoring points under center.
Dar hustles him up. He's back in the shot now. Taylor to the right. Heisman 1 to the left. The give is to...
I think that was Landon again.
Smith again, yeah, near the 20-yard line, 18 or 19-yard line for Landon Smith. Number 18 outside 10 of the second, 6-0 Central on top here in this Cahokia League affair. From Carlyle. Beautiful night. Field looks great. Nice fast track. Flag is limp. Every week, something different, of course, with that weather. And this is all right. A little warm for some of the guys I care, but I'm up here. I don't care. It's beautiful. Carlyle will punt it away. This time it is successful and a nice kick. A little short, though. Drops to about the 45 on a bounce. Here comes Central to the 40, to the 35, to the 30. That is Richter, and he's dragged down from behind at the 25 or so on the near sideline. But Carlyle just happy to get rid of a punt, man.
Absolutely.
That was successful that time. Pretty nicely done. Just not a lot of loft on it.
Only thing is, Cougars are in plus territory for the 3rd time here. And this is their 5th possession of the game, up and coming.
With that 6-point gap between themselves and Carlyle.
Just outside that Buckeye red zone right now are the Cougars on their 24s where they got it spotted.
Campworth with lob in the backfield. Campworth bats his hands, gets it, slips it to lob. He hustles around a couple of guys, gets on the outside, and scoots forward for some more gain. He's close to the first. Not as close as I thought, still about three away. So it'll be 3rd down for the Cougars. Of course, they're in 2-down territory here.
The 2nd and short, actually, there. 2nd and 3, Rip.
Inside that Buckeye red zone. Campy still with it, rolls right, still has it, and tries to hit Blake Marcus, but it's off his fingertips and out of bounds. So here we come with 3rd down the same.
Somebody was open in the end zone for the Cougars on the far side of the field. I think it's number 8. That was Alex Garcia there. He was open in the end zone. He waved his hands, but Camp was just under too much duress there. I think that was Dale Allen putting the pressure on him.
Allen, a good defender. Lob back there with Campworth. Lob to the left of the QB. Campworth steps up a bit, has it, stalls. Now he's under deep trouble, still with it, and knocked down by Vonderhaar. What a nice rush job by Vonderhaar. And he pokes him all the way back to about the 30-yard line, 29-yard line. That was an unusual play there.
Well, the unusual reason why I think what happened there was, you notice whenever Campworth's been taking the snaps, he hand claps it to signal the guy. That time he just yelled real loud. I think what they were trying to do is maybe draw him off, and instead he received the snap. So now,
4th down, 14.
Instead of 4th and 3, it's 4th and a quarter mile.
Long. 8:23 on the clock and running in the second. The Cougars up on the Indians, 6-love. Key play here as the drive goes back and forth. And Campworth goes long, left side, no good. Over the outlet hands of Tim Callahan. And Carlyle will take over with a fresh 4 here and down by 6. And so Coach Sharp can't be too happy with that.
Well, I mean, you mentioned it. The 4th and 3 is just a or 3rd and 3 play is just a bonehead mistake by a center there. You know the play's on 2. He hand claps whenever he's trying to get it. So when he yells real loud, he's trying to draw the guys off, and Cougars just not crisp on the offensive side of the football. And I think partially that is the Indians are getting a lot of pressure up the middle.
They have been, no doubt. Carlyle left to right now on the turf. With its beautiful markings, the field has really taken shape over the last couple of years. Backs are split with Dar. Dar turns, gives it man to the second man, and that is, Mitchell.
That was Mitchell.
Mitchell is taken down. They ran him out wide, and he just could not turn the corner. Another decent loss for Carlyle this time.
Loss of about 5, I think. Spotted at the 20, maybe a little farther back than I thought.
Yeah.
On the 23, loss of 5, I guess.
2nd and 23. So we'll go 5+. We're in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
The Indians in their purple and gold against the purple and white of Central. Dar handles a low snap, some pressure coming there. Now he finally gets rid of it. Pass is incomplete. And he was really, Albers in on that. Caleb Albers was really in on top of Dar in a hurry.
How about these two quarterbacks just under so much duress right now? Out. Yeah, they're running all over. They're running for their life.
And now it's 3rd and 15. You can expect the same.
I mean, both defensive lines right now just having their way on both sides of the football for the Indians and the Cougars, and it's just the quarterbacks are running. Dar had no choice, had to get rid of it.
Isaac Fisher here at the bottom with Heisman in the slot. Another receiver to the far side. One setback. Dar handles it, looks, lobs it this way. A great catch is made. Was he inbounds? Yes. Shy of the first, I think, but what a reception by Lane Heisman. That was beautiful. He's probably a yard plus short of the first.
It'll be a gain of 14.
So they're still going to have to give it up, won't they? I mean, they're on their own 30.
I don't know.
Well, now they're 36, 37-yard line.
The way both offenses, or the way both defenses have played, I wouldn't see why not take a chance, maybe draw them off here. And that running game for the Indians has been pretty good.
And here we go. They'll come out, try and gather up the final frame of yards here. Full house. Dar keeps it straight ahead.
It's going to be very close. A judge on the far side gave him a really good spot.
Yeah, we don't have the ideal angle. I thought he's a little bit slight. I think Carlyle thinks they have it. No, he's
oh boy,
a yard from it the way it looks.
No, they're going to give it to him. First down, Indians.
Wow, okay.
You even got the specs on tonight trying to see out there. It's hard to see that with no yellow line there. On Saturday and Sunday you can see it on TV with that line.
Oh, I know. Get used to that.
It's close. I mean, it was close. I thought the way it looked, it was going to be.
I was just watching the sticks and the down mark. 1st and 10 from the 38 and even 7 in the second. 6-0 Central. Backs are split. And the handoff to Mitchell, and he is double-teamed and finally goes down for a loss. Mitchell's going to make it easy, though. Keaton Mitchell, just a sophomore at 6'1", 175. Marcus, one of those in on that.
Spangenberg there as well, number 19. Really, really rave about the linebackers of the Cougars on that defensive side of the football.
I understand why. 6:20 to go here in the first half. Isaac Smith this way, trips to the top. Dar gets it. Landon Smith bails out left side. Dar is on the keeper, still wants to throw. Now he's past the line of scrimmage, and he bops a couple of guys and gets to about the 40-yard line. And they'll keep that clocker rolling at 6 even. Big possession for the Indians, down 6-0 here.
Indians defensively played really well here. Offensively, they're kind of sputtering here just a little bit, but Dar's been making things happen. Third and manageable here, 3rd and 8.
Well, Carlisle's looked a lot better since that opening game at Nashville, for sure. We've got a timeout. Let's take one, too. We'll come back after this. This is high school football, Max 96.7.
I'm Amy Cruzy, your local Edward Jones financial advisor in Aveston. Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Clinton County football on Wcxo. Call me, Amy Cruzy, at 228-7688 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Building relationships and buildings in the safest, most efficient, and budget-conscious way has been Putker Construction's mission for over 36 years. Located in Breeze, they have been providing construction management, design, build, and general contracting services on projects throughout Southern Illinois and the Midwest. They are a second-generation, family-owned, and veteran-owned business with a goal to exceed their clients' expectations in every way. For more information, call 526-7213 or go to PutkerConstruction.com.
You've got Max 96.7.
Hello again, everybody. Rip here in the Dairy King broadcast booth with locations of Breeze and Trenton. Greg Meyer alongside. It's Central over Carlisle 6-0. 5+ to go in the first half. Dar drops back, zips it over the middle. Nobody home except about 4 Central defenders.
Closest guy in the area for the Indians are 24.
Taylor, I believe, was
Taylor,
about the lone guy, but he wasn't comforted by all the defensive players around him.
I don't. So far, we've seen both quarterbacks taking a lot of chances, throwing in tight windows, and receivers are like, I don't know if I want any part of that. Look like another punt here for the Indians.
On 4th and 8. Hunter Rowe, just a sophomore, looks to that sidelines, and now he is set, I believe. Good snap, good touch. Low line drive, lands at the 30 and crawls to the 25 of Central. It's down there. Central's Cougars will take over 1st and 10 from 25, 26-yard line. Officially spot the ball. So if you're expecting some fireworks, at least in the first half, doesn't look like it.
Not finding it here. You're finding old school defensive battlefield position style of game here. A lot of punting.
The punt is back in football. Older guys like me kind of like this a bit. I like some shootouts, but I like that balance. It's hard to get, you know?
Exactly.
Center with it, 1st and 10. The handoff to Spangenberg around the right side. He buzzes forward past the 30-yard line to maybe the 32. Good gain there. He's about halfway to another first, maybe just beyond.
Tell you what, Indians have done a tremendous job here on the run game. Lobb's got 3 carries, no yards. Spangenberg, 3 carries, 7 yards. Cougars right now total with only 8 yards rushing.
And they were haunted. I believe they were below 50 last week, actually.
You heard Brian Short in the Whisperer Internet pregame on the interview with you, Rip. That's what he said, under 50 yards.
I knew I heard it somewhere. Fake handoff, Campworth keeps it. He has some running room. He dazzles across the 42 to 44-yard line before he's finally tackled in front of that Central bench. So Campworth shows some athletic ability there.
When you run that zone read, you know, he's, like I mentioned, he's not much of a runner. He doesn't want to run the football. He'd rather sit in the pocket, throw it, hand it to his running backs. And when he's had to run it, you got to keep the defense somewhat honest when you run that zone read style. And there he's been so far. He's been the most productive offensive player for the Cougars. 4 carries, 15 yards. He's got the lone touchdown in this football game tonight.
And the Cougars tack up another first.
It's only their second of the football game.
Visiting white jerseys, Carlyle in their gold, home gold, purple and gold overall, white and purple for the Cougars with a splash of black maybe. One guy in motion. We have flags of falling. Lob was coming this way. Handoff went the other way. And the Cougars will be set back a bit. Just 4:21 and a half, and just 6-0 Central over Carlyle.
Been pretty penalty-free. That's only the second penalty of the game, both against the Cougars.
Love that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure both coaches are going to be okay with that. Now Spangenberg is in the backfield. He's the one that took that direct snap now. So that's what...
Clock winding with 4:18 to go and a half. Yep, Spangenberg. One man in motion, lob. Fakes the lob, Spangenberg keeps it. He is coughed up. Carlyle sniffs that baby up.
That was Vonderhaar shooting through the hole.
He had a little help. Right. Back to about the 35, 34-yard lines. Sticks, that down marker hasn't been going in the right direction that often, really.
No, it hasn't.
There's been a lot of losses, big time.
Yep, and it tells you them defensive linemen are just getting after it, both sides of the ball. Indians, they got a couple all-conference guys on that side of the football as well in the defensive end, or defensive line guys. Trent, Dale Allen, two guys. LaShawn Andrews would be one of them out there tonight, but he's out for the Indians this evening.
It's second and a plenty. Campworth with all kinds of time. Lobs it right side, too deep. The intended target was Tyler Hegan, but it's overthrown just a little bit. We'll come to a 3rd and 20.
Keeps running. He probably going to score there. No one near him. Campworth rolled out left. Hegan slipped out of the backfield going right. Just basically a wheel route on the outside and nobody there, and he would have scored. Because Chase Taylor, I think, is the guy on the far side playing defensive back for the Indians. He was running with Richter to this side, to the near side of the field where we are.
Camden Wempe split far to our side. Richter in the slot. One man up top. One man in the back. Wing back left side. There's Campworth. He goes far and maybe enters. Was it caught? It is caught. It is by Wempe. He just took it right away from the defender, Lane Heisman. Man, that was a who got it.
Absolutely. That's going to be a
good play.
Gain of 27 on that play.
I mean, Heisman did all he could. In fact, I thought he came up with it first, but or came up with it cleanly. But instead it is Wempe. Wempe and Cougars are in Carlyle territory. At the 37-yard line, up 6-0, above 3 to go in the second quarter.
Campworth took a shot. Wempe
hung up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Wempe came back, got it. Him and Lane Heisman were having hand fighting there, and Wempe came up with the football.
Wempe below on the left again. Campworth, fake handoff, goes right side. The pass is caught. Some room on the right sideline by Blaine Marcus. In fact, he floors it to probably within 2 or 3 of another first down.
That's his third catch of the evening for 30 yards. He's gained a 7, I think, or 5 on that one. Puts him up to 30 and second and short.
About halfway home for another first here. Cougars trying to add a scoring touch here before we close out this first half.
They will possess the ball to begin the second half as well.
That is big when that comes into play. Spangenberg, they fake it to him. Campworth keeps it. He's still on his feet across the 20 to the 15. Near the 10-yard line. Little fake to Spangenberg, and Campworth racks up a bunch of yardage. Another first down, and they are in that Buckeye red zone another time.
Yeah, Buckeye red zone there, as you mentioned. Join the Buckeye Buyers Club today and save tomorrow. Stop by your Centralia and Greenville Buckeye stores for all your Buckeye details. Mentioned another first down here. It's going to be at 13. Call that a gain of about 21.
Campworth sets up deep in that shotgun. Steps up a bit. Gets it. Inside handoff. Spangenberg off right tackle. He's got a bunch of room on the right side. He's near that goal line. And it's going to be second and short for the touch.
It's going to be, actually, I think it's going to be a first and goal, Rip. I think he's just inside there. They just got the box up there. It's going to be at the 2.
Right. First and 10 it is. So a fresh set of downs from a short distance away. Cougars looking for their second TD of the night. Number 17, Max Campworth. Wide receivers to the top and bottom. It's flared out to the right side for an easy 6 points. And that was Richter in the right corner, and Central leads it by the count of 12-0. And a mix-up on the defensive side there, but the Cougars pulled the coup for their second TD, and now we'll see if they go for 2 or they just try and tap on the extra. They'll probably go for 2, wouldn't you think, Greg?
With the kicking game they got, with some of the guys that can kick, I think we're having a timeout now.
We are. It's 12-0 Central with a $1.58. Let's take a quick one. This is high school football, Max 96.7.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Smith, administrator at Clinton Manor Living Center in New Baden. Did you know that we offer private short-term rehabilitation suites? Our highly skilled nursing team is here to care for you while you recuperate from surgery, stroke, or illness. We have an excellent rehabilitation department in-house to provide occupational, physical, or speech therapy according to your doctor's orders. For more information about our services, give us a call at 618-588-4924.
This is Max 96.7.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Dairy King broadcast booth with locations in Breeze and Trenton. Rip Not Mar along with Greg Meyer. A good one here, but Central could fatten their lead just a little bit. Right now, it's 12-0. They look for 1 more or possibly the 2. You got to think they're going for the 2-point conversion now with that timeout taken.
Way it looks, Campworth out there on the field. Tell you what, you must see some football over your time.
I've seen a lot of everything, and most of it I can't remember. Spangenberg to the right side of Campworth. Wempe to the bottom. 2 receivers to the right. Campworth rolls out that way, steps out, guns it for the end zone.
2-point
touchdown. Or a 2-point conversion is good, and Central leads 14-0. Nice toss by Campworth. I couldn't see who caught it, though, to tell you the truth.
Not sure we got a number. It's on the far side. It might have been Marcus. Been lining up him and Richter a lot on the same side.
But it is the deuce for Central nonetheless, and they are leading now 14-0 with 1:58 on the big board to the left of us.
Take a look here at that Prairie Farms scoring drive. Locally owned, locally produced Prairie Farms Dairy. Drive that started on the Central's own 25-yard line. They went 10 plays. They got 4 first downs, 75 yards. It capped off by a 2-yard touchdown pass by Max Campworth to Garrett Richter, and the 2-point conversion was good. That was your Prairie Farms Dairy scoring drive. Still plenty of time left here for the Indians here to get on the board here before the half, but as you mentioned, Cougars are going to get the ball to begin the second half, so Indians are going to need to muster a big drive here, maybe a quick one to get some points.
Boy, they would love to convert, with the Cougars coming out first in that second half. Campworth is showing off that right sling, man. Mitchell will be back deep for the Indians. Sets up at around the 10-yard line right now. Colin Beatty with the honors for the Cougars. The whistle sounds, and here we roll with the 14-0 lead for Central. It is a sharp little kick to the booch to about the 30, 28-yard line or so. The Indians will take it there from their own territory with the first and a long set to go to try and cross that goal line and get a counter up on the board. Shut out right now.
Indians this will be their 7th possession rip of the opening half. They got, by my count, they got three punts, a couple of fumbles. They had a turnover on downs because of a fumbled snap. They got 3 first downs here in the first half by my count as well.
Let's see what the Indians can track here late in half number 1. Heisman and Vonderhaar this way. Another wide out to the top. Dar catches the fired snap, comes this way, nearly picked off, or did he get it? The officials are looking for help, and it is an interception, and Carlyle is going to argue that count. And we'll see what the officials decide after this discussion. Callahan was right there. Central thinks they have it for sure.
Cougars tried the offense out there rather quickly, and now the referee comes over here to
discuss. That's what you want to do.
Absolutely.
It's going to be Central's ball. Coach Chris Berkner does not agree, of course. I don't know if we had a real good look on this side, actually. It was... I
think what Chris Berkner might be warranting is a pass interference. He thought maybe Callahan interfered with Jared Vonderhaar on that play.
Anyway, the intercept goes over to the Cougars. Now they have another chance, and they'll get the ball first in the third. Campworth wants to go long. He goes down to the far sideline. Carlyle may have had, but he's out of bounds. The interception is for naught. And we'll go back. Heisman on that play. He's all over the place, man, offensively and defensively. So it's 2nd and 10.
Good
Buck
player.
44.
Good player. Plays hard. You mentioned playing both ways. He gives it all. I mean, just like every other kid does out there, but he plays hard. He shows up in the stat sheet every week.
Too many guys have to play both ways, you know it? Number 17, Campworth, the senior. Bullet pass in and out of the hands of Richter.
See the guy around the football once again? That was Heisman. Almost had another opportunity to make an interception play. He came diving in late.
Yeah, for the tip there. Tilney was in on the pass intended receiver there. 3rd down and 10. Clock dead at 1:40.5. 14 Zip Central. Couple of touchdowns and the 2-point conversion. Campworth looks over to his sidelines to his right. Jerseys are nice and clean tonight. No rain, no mud, no scuff. Campworth dials it up to the right side, in and out of the hands of Tyson Law. Maybe overthrown just a touch. He had some earth in front of him.
Just going to be another punt here for
just
the Cougars.
Another one.
The punters are definitely getting their work in tonight. Both sides.
Do we give an athlete of the game? The punter might be on his way.
Now
we drop down to 136 here, so Carlyle will now have the next opportunity yet here in this first half. That ball dribbles to Richter. Now he's going to pick it up, and now he finally a late kick. It is blocked. A crazy way to give up that possession.
Oh boy,
he looked like a goalie in soccer coming out of the goal. And anyway,
I think what he was gonna do is once he fumbled the snap and he kind of seen the big hole there on the right side, he thought about running.
And you gotta think quick, so he did. Yeah,
he thought about it, and then that hole quickly closed up, and he tried to get rid of it as fast as he could.
Yeah, it did salt shut pretty quickly. So now the Indians 127 in the second. Didn't think they would have another crack at it here. Slots to the top, bottom. Same with the wide receivers. Dar, back. And now lofts it. Oh, nearly a great catch, and I think we may. Oh,
we do have another interception.
Unbelievable. It went off Vonderhaar, and it flipped into the hands of one of the, obviously, Cougars defenders. Love to see that baby on replay.
Couldn't quite get the number of that one
Hegan?
either.
Cole Hegan by chance?
I think it might have been.
I mean, it looked like Vonderhaar was on the ground after he made the catch, and he may have turned over, and the ball slipped out and went right to, if it is Hegan.
It is
what
Hegan.
An interception. Unbelievable. And now the Cougars have it again, just outside of one in this half that won't end. Suddenly. Campworth scoots right, throws far sideline, no. The intended receiver was Tyler Hegan.
Man.
That was crazy. That's one time I'd love to have a replay up here in the booth for radio.
Absolutely.
Actually, a couple times tonight. On the, I guess the interception by Central here.
Yep. Callahan had this one, and I think it was Hegan on the far side. You've seen it right. Now they got it on their own, about a 22-yard line here. They're starting. Both teams here exchanging a lot of possessions here in the first half. Both of them.
No kid.
Cougars got their 8th possession right here. Indians have already possessed it 8 times.
2nd and 10. Central. Right up the gut. The ball incomplete. Nearly a nice catch by Alex Garcia. But he rolled over and couldn't hold on. It's 3rd and 10. 63 ticks in the second quarter.
Feels like a long half.
Especially without much scoring.
Without much scoring and a lot of turnovers here and a lot of going backwards.
3rd and 10 for Central at their own 22-yard line. Fake left the handoff. It goes and up the gut all the way near the 40 for a first, I believe. Was it Spangenberg?
Yes, it was.
He's a load, and he moves the sticks again.
Give him a 12-yard on that one there, Rip.
With 56 left to play in the quarter. In the second quarter. Wempe wide left. Slot this way, too. One receiver at the top. Campworth surveys. Now he runs. And he's in trouble. He fumbles. Loses the football. Carlyle had it. They lost it. They may have got it back on the second try. We'll see which way they
Indian
go.
Football.
The Indians do recover as these two squads try and close out the first half. And Carlisle's going to have it now.
In plus territory with 40 seconds.
Yeah, about the 22, 23-yard line, somewhere in that neighborhood.
I think they got it spotted, yeah, on the 25, Rip.
Now it's marked at the 21. They gained 4.
No, I mean, took it by the referee here. He's at 25, that's what I'm saying.
Dar rolling right, still with it. Little loft, and the catch is made by Mitchell. Gets around one man, still his feet, bust one tackle, 2 tackles, and out of bounds right at the number 10 marker.
It's a gain of about 15. I think Chris Berkner's going to get a timeout granted to him as well.
Nice effort there by Mitchell from Dar. We're at 28 seconds.
They grant him out of bounds, maybe?
Yeah. Dar gets the play call from the bench and comes back in. Wearing number 11.
They enter the Buckeye red zone for the first time tonight.
Tilney brings them up at center for Carlyle. Line drive snap. Nice catch by Dar. Backs off beyond the 20. Goes into the left corner. Isaac Smith for the touchdown. A beautiful hookup from Dar to Isaac Smith. And Carlyle scores with 22.2 remaining in the first half. They close the lead to 14-8.
Just exchanging turnover. Sorry, Rip.
14-6. I'm looking for 8. I'm looking for the 2 here. We'll see how Coach Berkner plays it.
He usually does go for 2.
Nice pass, though. Nice reception as well. That worked out perfect. So we got basically a brand new ball game here. Carlyle lost last week 14-8 to the Musketeers. Split backs. Dar keeps it on the fake handoff. Now he rolls right. He's going to try and get it himself. Lowers that head and got the deuce. It is 14-8. Central 14, Carlyle 8. Still 22 to go in the first half.
Woo! Now we get the scoring. That Prairie Farm scoring drive there. 2-play drive, went 25 yards. Capped off by an Isaac Smith 10-yard touchdown catch from quarterback Caleb Dar, and the 2-point conversion did go for the Indians. As you mentioned on that Honest Water scoreboard, it's 14-8 with 22.2 to go.
Didn't hang around that Buckeye red zone too long, so it's all but a new game. We're not done with this first half yet, the way things are going.
No.
Then Central will receive it first in the third quarter.
Now, question to you, I guess, would be,
I just call it a half.
Berkner. Does Berkner take the opportunity here and try to catch him napping? Maybe try to just take the chance.
Hey, I'm Mr. Conservative, so, but
yes,
no, I would.
Yes.
I don't want to see something go wrong before the end of the half. And
right.
The Cougars get the.
Absolutely.
I just settle for this 6-point deficit.
Okay.
How about you?
I mean, it's a decent idea. I'm with you. I'm kind of
in a way they were fortunate to come up with this.
Yes, absolutely, and I think I agree 100%. I think they'll just kick it long here. Oh, ball's got to get on the tee here first. Now we're going to get it re-teed up.
Hey, you put the ball on the tee in front of 40,000 people. Rose. Check that. That might be Quentin. No, it's Quentin Jones to kick off. Goes on the left side on a high bounce. Drops to about the 25-yard line. Lob has it, works his way this way, gets around a couple of guys across the 40 to the 45 to 50. He's got some running room to the 35, 30, 25, 21 man to beat that Smith. He is in. Unbelievable. Central scores with 7 seconds left in the first half, and they extend their lead again, this time 28. Wow, a little burst of speed, made a nice move or two. Bam, just like that.
How about a 70-yard punt or 70-yard kick return for a touchdown?
I didn't really think it was going to happen. I didn't think he was going to get that kind of room, and he made a couple of nice moves on his own. He's in. The Cougars up by a dozen now with either the point after or the 2-point conversion attempt to come.
Ooh, man.
We'll take a quick timeout. This is high school football, Max 96.7.
Hi, Shane Street, sales manager here at Jansen Chevrolet in Germantown. We offer over 200 new and pre-owned vehicles in stock. We also offer our Pro-certified lifetime powertrain warranty. What does that mean? Simple. Unlimited years, unlimited mileage. And it covers the 3 most important things that make your vehicle go: the engine, the drivetrain, and the transmission. There's no hook and no gotchas in our contract. When you buy at Jansen Chevrolet, you come as a client and leave as a friend. Jansen Chevrolet on Route 161 in Germantown.
It's Max 96.7.
Welcome back again, everybody. Rip here along with Greg Meyer in the Dairy King broadcast booth with locations. And I said locations in Breeze and Trenton. See Michelle and company when you get the opportunity. We are back here on Friday Night Football on Max 96.7. It was scoreless in the first, but now Central is ahead of the Indians 20-8 with a chance to convert. And they're going to go for a couple. It looks like here. 7 seconds, 7.5 to be exact here in the first half. Spangenberg lines up deep in back of the center. One man in motion, that's Lob. Spangenberg will keep it, goes off right tackle. He got it. Yep. He squeezes in. And Central up now 22-8. So a big late surge for the Cougars has them up by 14 as we almost put the wraps in the first half.
Close, and as you mentioned,
may have another run back.
Maybe. The way our first half is operated there, we had a scoreless opening quarter, as you mentioned, and now points everywhere, 30, in fact, in the second quarter.
So the Cougars have to be proud of the offensive muster here in the second, but Carlyle could only pick up the 8. And they will receive the kickoff here from Central as we look to clock out in half number 1. It's a Cahokia Conference battle. Central goes out of league play next week for Mater Dei. And the Cougars hit that dusty road for Columbia. The Eagles are good again.
Coach Horner knows what he's doing down in that territory, man. They win
all over the place.
They win a lot. He wins a lot down there.
We've got Coach Scott and his twins, and his dad might as well be on the field. He's another coach in the sky. Kick goes out of bounds on the near sideline here.
Think that Coach Bergner here maybe just take a knee on it, take it into the break. But then again, who knows?
Especially after what we just saw. But that's why he gets paid the big bucks, you know?
That's why we do our job, Rip.
Exactly.
Let him make all the decisions.
Carlyle comes up to the line, 1st and 10 from its 35-yard line. Nice crowd on hand on a terrific night for football.
Looks like it's just a victory formation knee here down, Rip.
Yep. Dar will hit the turf, and he does. And that is it for half number 1. Through the first half, it's Central. Scoreless at the quarter, but now the Cougars lead it at the half over the Carlyle Indians, 22-8. 22-8 Central through the half. We shall return after this with the Hardee's halftime. This is high school football, Max 96.7.
Isaac Insurance in Carlyle offers a full line of auto, life, home, farm, and health insurance. At Isaac Insurance, Joe Isaac is certified to offer health insurance through the Affordable Care Act. Isaac Insurance also provides Medicare supplements and annuities. 951 Franklin in Carlyle. Call 594-4766 or isaakinsurance.com. Stop letting your paychecks take a huge hit. Find a better option today through the Affordable Care Act with Isaac Insurance in Carlyle. Start saving on your heating bills today with a 7 Series or 5 Series water furnace from Tunya Service Company. The 7 Series water furnace is the world's most efficient geothermal system. In addition to big savings on your heating costs, the 7 Series and the 5 Series water furnace carries a 10-year parts and labor warranty. For a free estimate and the world's most experienced geothermal team, call Tunya Service Company in Damiansville today, 248-5130.
For over 50 years, Community Bank of Trenton has been serving the needs of local business. What others might call your small business is our big business. I'm Kyle Brigham, Vice President of Community Bank of Trenton, and I'd like to offer you better service. Maybe you deserve a lower interest rate. Maybe your checking account has too many service charges. Or maybe your bank just forgot what service really means. Give us a call, 224-9258, or check us out online at banktrenton.com. Community Bank of Trenton is locally owned, and we understand the needs of the local business owner. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Garages are great, and then something eventually goes wrong with your garage door. Don't just call anyone when you have a garage door problem. Call Fairman Garage Doors, providing trusted quality service for over 20 years. Locally owned and operated, Fairman Garage Doors can handle residential and commercial, and no job is too big or too small. Call 526-8548 for Fairman Garage Doors, an authorized Clopay dealer.
Hi, this is A.G. Becker. I've always tried to be a good listener. I found I learn a lot more about making Becker's a great jewelry store by listening than talking. So when other jewelry stores talk about themselves, I listen. Take engagement rings, for example. Some say, we have all the big designer brands. Others say, we design our own rings to offer you the designer look at a far lower price. So here's what Becker's offers you. Both. That's right, both. Because we believe you should have exactly what you want. You want a designer ring? We have Hearts on Fire, Art Carved, Rego, Scott K, the best in the business, just to name a few. Oh, and with our low overhead, you can buy those designer brands for a lot less at Becker's. Don't care about the name brand? Just want a lot of style for the best possible price? We've got you covered with our own designs. We can even design a completely unique ring for you. With over 600 engagement rings in stock, come see why Becker's is the place to shop. Just tell us what you want, we'll listen.
You found Max 96.7.
Hey, Rip Nottmeyer along with Greg Meyer here from Carlyle High. We're in the Dairy King broadcast booth with locations in Breeze and Trenton. A quick Honest Water scoreboard update there from Modern Day. It's the Knights ahead of Freeburg now with about 5 minutes left in the half, 28-14. This is the Hardee's halftime show. Grab Hardee's Happy Hour double sliders after the game like tonight for only $1.25 at your Carlyle and Breeze Hardee's. How you doing over there, Greg Meyer? We had kind of a minor explosion or more in the second quarter after a slow start offensively.
Yeah, slow start offensively was the thing. Both teams had a combined 17 possessions in that first half, 9 by the Indians, 8 by the Cougars. Start with Central. They started with a punt on their first possession of the football game, with then an interception and then another punt before somebody finally got in the scoring column. That was Max Kemper, that 18-yard touchdown run on their fourth drive. Fifth drive for the Cougars was a turnover on downs. Sixth possession of the game for the Cougars was a long drive that netted a 2-yard touchdown catch by Garrett Richter from Max Campworth. And then they had a punt on their seventh possession. On the eighth possession, they had a fumble by Max Campworth as he was getting sacked. Indians ripped the football away from him. Campworth through the air, 6 of 17 for 53 yards, a touchdown and an interception. He's got 5 carries for 35 yards on the ground and a touchdown there. Spangenberg with 6 carries to 26 yards out of the backfield. He's done most of the damage on the ground for the Cougars. Him and Campworth have. Lamb's been held to silence tonight except for the 70-yard kickoff return he had for a touchdown. Garrett Richter with a receiving touchdown in the first half. Blake Marcus has got 3 catches for 30 yards. He's their top receiver at the break. 6 first downs by my count for Central in the opening half of play. On the other side of the coin, the Indians had 9 possessions in that first half. They had a punt, a couple of fumbles, then a turnover on downs. And the reason why they had a turnover on downs on their fourth possession, they had a fumbled punt snap there. And then they had 2 punts, 2 interceptions, and then Isaac Smith on the 9th possession of the football game for the Indians got in the end zone with a 10-yard touchdown catch from Caleb Darr. Darr's 5 of 13 through the air for 46 yards and a touchdown and a couple interceptions. He's carried the ball 5 times for 7 yards tonight Landon Smith, 5 carries, 12 yards. Vonderhaar with 4 carries for 41 yards by my count. Isaac Smith's got the 1 catch for 10 yards, and that was resulted in a touchdown. Lane Heinzman, the leading receiver for the Indians, he has 2 receptions, 19 yards. Indians with 4 first downs here at the break. So pretty even game. Sort of doesn't add up that way on the scoreboard, but it really is. If you look at the numbers wise, it's been that way. The Indians just have had a few less opportunities to put the points on the board with a couple of turnovers. And the Cougars, I mentioned, started in plus territory 3 times in that first half, and that usually makes a difference too when you can go the short field.
Of course, the Central Cougars trying to avoid a 2-game losing streak, and Carlyle trying to snap a 3-gamer. Of course, if it's 0-4 for the Indians through week 4, it's going to really be a tussle the rest of the season. The Indians have to go to Columbia next week to face Scott Horner's Eagles. Westland after that. Westland certainly had their struggles to date. Now 1-2 in the year, pending tonight's action there. We'll see which way we go. Mater Dei was winning at the last we heard. And it's the Cougars of Mater Dei in the Milk Bowl next Friday. You'll be over there for that one. That's always a good time. And if they have a night like tonight, weather-wise, it's going to be a huge crowd.
Yeah, a crowd always seems to find its way in at Central. So you know how that is with the parking and all that stuff, and especially the crowd that they got with that week draws. It should be a fun week. Looking like right now the Knights are going to be 4-0 going into that game as they're up by 14 over the Midgets. You mentioned that. Cougars have to hold on here against the Indians here in the second half, and they'll move to 3-1, which will just amplify that game a little bit more with 2 teams that have good records.
So Mater Dei might slap the first loss of the year on those Freeburg Midgets. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to check in on Talking Sports. Who are my guests? Well, let's see. We'll have scores and stuff with Brad Stonecipher, who does, everybody knows him from a lot of basketball officiating. He's a Centralia native, lives over in St. Louis now, but Stoney will be on for scores and stuff. And then we'll talk to Ray Calling of the Westland Football Warriors, and then Joe Bosch from the Kaskaskia Blue Angels soccer team. And they're undefeated at 6-0. They're stomping everybody. They may be en route to another one of those top 20 attacks in the NJC AA poll. That's tomorrow morning, Talking Sports from 9 until 10 on Max 96.7 WCXO. Let's pause, but we shall return right now at the halftime pause. It is Central 22 and the Carlyle Indians 8. We're coming back. Come back with us. This is the Hardy's Halftime Show, and we are Max 96.7. This is high school football on Max 96.7.
Looking for something to grill tonight? Carlyle Meat Market is here to help. For 24 years, Carlyle Meat Market has been your full-service meat market, providing the highest quality meats to the community. Need a special cut? They can get it at no extra cost to you. Carlyle Meat Market also carries the Boar's Head line for their gluten-free lunch meat and cheeses. Come in for their lunch specials every day, starting at just $5. Need a grill? They have that too. Carlyle Meat Market is a certified Traeger grill dealer. So come in and let Carlyle Meat Market help you figure out what's for dinner.
Prairie Farms Dairy helps build strong bodies and strong minds. Prairie Farms Dairy offers the finest dairy products like skim milk, slice and string cheese, sour cream, cottage cheese, flavored yogurts, light ice cream, and more. Take charge of your body and get your daily source of vitamins and minerals from the products you've come to love from Prairie Farms Dairy. You can always count on Prairie Farms Dairy, always fresh, always the best.
Isaac Auto Body in Carlisle offers quality service for a variety of vehicle-related mishaps. Since 1970, Isaac Auto Body has been there when you need them most. From accident scene recovery to 24/7 towing, give them a call at 594-2435. Isaac Auto Body's skilled collision repair team and auto body painters can make any car look as good as the day it left the dealer's lot. Isaac Auto Body is committed to providing fast, quality service on your vehicle. Find them online at isaacautobody.com.
Working farms are busy all year long, so depend on Jansen Farm Equipment to keep your equipment running strong. With a parts store and service department, Jansen Farm Equipment has a team of professionals that you can count on. Jansen Farm Equipment carries AGCO, New Idea, Gleaner, White, and Massey Ferguson. Jansen Farm Equipment, 18222 State Route 127. Shop online at jansenfarm.com or call 594-2962. This broadcast is a presentation of WCXO Sports. WCXO Sports is brought to you by the Benoff Insurance Agency in Breeze and Trenton. HSHS St. Joseph Hospital, Breeze. Breeze Dental Care, K&J Chevrolet, Reverman Chiropractic and Spinal Rehabilitation and Breeze Motor Sales, Southern Bus and Mobility, Kaskaskia College, the First National Bank of Carlyle, Reekman Brothers John Deere, Southern OBGYN Associates, Med Plus Physical Medicine and Brett's Wildlife Lodge, State Farm Insurance Agent Steve Klosterman, Central Illinois Truck Service, Breeze Family Vision, Tempo Bank, Country Financial Representatives Keith Wilkin and Teresa Richards, and by the Carlyle and Breeze Hardys. WCXO Sports, powered by the Union Banner at Union Banner on Facebook. Your sports teams, your community, your radio station.
It's Max 96.7.
Hey, everybody. Rip here along with Greg Meyer. It's the Hardy's halftime show. And on that Honest Water scoreboard, the Central Cougars lead the Carlisle Indians 22-8. We were zip through one quarter, but things picked up. The pace picked up a bit in the second quarter, especially for the Cougars, and they have sprinted out to a 14-point lead as we get set for the third quarter. What's next? We got trivia coming up?
Yeah, we got the Gridiron Grill presenting our trivia question again this week. Looking for a place to relax after the game, head to the Gridiron Grill on Main Street in Breeze. The Gridiron Grill, Rip, why go anywhere else?
It's good company over there.
It always is.
Nate and his bunch, man, they treat you right. Good burgers, and then the obvious.
They do a tremendous job, does Nate and the guys. And we're going to continue with our NFL trivia question this week. Who did the New York Giants beat by a point in the closest Super Bowl in Super Bowl history? That is considered the closest Super Bowl ever played, obviously. Who the New York Giants beat by 1 point? That is the Gridiron Grill trivia question this week. Take a look at some of the other scores real quick going on around the area.
What are you giving away for the win?
I am not giving anything away for the win.
You will treat them to some fine lunch.
Oh yeah.
Over at the Gridiron Grill.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's all right.
We'll take a look here. A couple 3-0 teams. You mentioned Mater Dei up 28-14. That was now at the half officially. Columbia beating Westland 6-3. The last time I seen a score there.
Wow.
Highland playing Jerseyville tonight, and Rick Johns, the former head coach at Westland, having a struggle tonight against Jerseyville having a struggle tonight against Highland. 61-7 in the first half.
Say what?
61-7 in the first half yet there between the Bulldogs and the Jerseyville Panthers. It's 33-7. Muscuda leading Waterloo. Triad, who is winless on the year so far, which is surprising. They lead CM 7-0 there. Altsoff had them last Friday night there, beat Mount Vernon 7-0. And the last score I seen there, and then
Mount Vernon finally won one last week.
Exactly.
They have not been winning much the last 2 or 3 years. Unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Salem, who we had earlier this week, playing Redbud 7-0. They lead Redbud in the last score update I've seen. So we got some close ball games around the area going on.
Good for the Wildcats.
Jim Fink's fielder there 2 weeks ago. Redbud, you seen them last week for a half year against the Indians. So, both teams, Redbud 2-1, Salem 1-2, feeling each other out. A couple of teams in our conference that we are going to see a few more times yet this year.
Salem has to come to Carlisle and so forth. We had Coach Green on Wednesday night on Talking Sports. He's a super guy, good coach, and I know he's proud of his bunch, and he was really, really wanting one tonight, of course, even at that record. They had that huge opening game win against the Orphans in the Shrine game. I know the Orphans are, a little down. I mean, they've been spectacular the last few years. When you lose Javon Williams, for one thing,
I knew you were
an absolute tank.
Absolutely.
Coach Bobby Brenneisen will be on Monday night, by the way, along with Brian Dinkelman, Dink, who's been the hitting coach for the Cedar Rapids Colonels the last, 3 years now. So it's Centralia night Monday.
You got all kinds of big list guys on your show coming up here on Saturday.
I pay him well, man.
Yeah, I believe that. I just want to give that answer real quick to our Gridiron Grill trivia question again. Who did the New York Giants beat by a point in the closest Super Bowl ever? That'd be the Buffalo Bills. I figured you knew the answer.
One of those 4 losses for Buffalo.
One of those 4, yeah.
But you know what? You get there 4 times.
You're doing something right.
They really did have a good team.
Absolutely.
With Machine Gun Kelly at quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff. But the Vikings lost 4 Super Bowls too. Not in that fashion.
Not
quite like that, but
I will tell you this though, Jim Kelly, he's got some. I think he's got a few boys. I think coming up in the college ranks that can play a little bit of football. I think one of them is playing wide receiver. It might be maybe a grandson. I could be wrong, but I know he's got a boy. I watch a lot of college football and NFL football. I'm a guru kind of guy.
You're right.
I watch. He's got a grandson maybe coming up. He's been playing pretty well, I do believe. But yeah, that's what I spend most of my Saturdays and Sundays doing, is sitting on the couch and watching football. So,
well, I've become a big college fan myself. I haven't watched too much yet, but starting to like that game more and more. Don't worry, especially with the situation in the NFL. Both teams are out on the field now, limbering up, loosening up. Of course, they put the 3 on. I remember when that first started when we were doing Centralia Orphans games. It was something new several years ago.
Right.
You know, what is this?
Yeah, it's
and
just,
they were saying, why don't you just put the 3 on right away? Just do it.
Absolutely.
Don't tease us or threaten us.
They tend to do it, you know, with all the injuries and safety now. They really, basically, as you said, we said it a couple weeks ago, that you mentioned that they continue to, they do it anyway, so you might as well just tack it on.
Yeah. Let's take a final break, and then we'll come back with the second half. Second half action. Carlisle's down by 14 to Central. This is high school football, Max 96.7.
Granny moved into a retirement home last month and used Keys Brothers Realty and Auction Company to sell her home and farmland. Keys Brothers Realty and Auction Company is a family-run business where they know the meaning behind loyalty. Call 228-7395 for Keys Brothers Realty and Auction Company. Granny says give them a try. They worked for her, now let them work for you. A name you can trust. Keys Brothers Realty and Auction Company in Avison.
Buckman Milk Hauling is a family-run business that strives for a reputation of friendly attendance and outstanding service to Clinton County and the surrounding communities. Whether rain or shine, Buckman Milk Hauling is a dependable company with a large fleet of trucks and a team that guarantees delivery of your precious cargo. Buckman Milk Hauling has served local farmers for over 65 years and wants to thank you for your business. Buckman Milk Hauling, 95 North Germantown Road in Breeze. Call 526-7162.
You've got Max 96.7.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome back. Rip Not Marlon with Greg Meyer from the Dairy King broadcast booth with locations in Breeze and Trenton. This is the Hardee's halftime show. On the Honest Water scoreboard, the Central Cougars lead the Carlyle Indians 22-8 in Cahokia Conference action, and Greg's giving some scores around. We'll have the, of course, the post-game update there on the Whisper Internet post-game show. But good night for high school football throughout the area, and already we're over the hump. We're over halfway over come next Friday night.
Absolutely. It's crazy how fast it's going to be. You know, you start the year, you know, you get ready for that opening night game. We had Nashville and Carlisle, and you get excited. You know, football is starting to make its way back, and then now
it's basketball season.
It's going to be basketball season. We're halfway through. You get to that Milk Bowl point in time next Friday night. You get that in there, and it's just continues to go. And then pretty soon it's going to be playoff football time, and it's going to be just one of those things, and it just moves. Just like the seasons, I feel like, and I know you've been doing this a lot longer than I have, I feel like the season just gets shorter every year. You blink and it's over.
Let's see if I have this right, Greg. Dusty Barr to my left. As of last mentioned, the Cardinals they're only through about 4, right? But a perfect game is being tossed right now by the Dodgers against the Cardinals. Up 4, what is the score? 1-0.
Walker Buehler pitching for the Dodgers tonight, I think is who it is.
He's very capable. The Dodgers actually have some pretty decent starting pitching, especially when Kershaw's on all cylinders. Rich Hill goes tomorrow. He's very good. Cardinals are down in the dumps a little bit right now. It's not August anymore.
No.
And the shine is worn off, and they have a tough schedule, man. I hope they can.
You mentioned it. You know, it's not August, and it's hard for the Cardinals, you know, to repeat that August in September. Heck, it's hard enough to play that well in a month just in general.
Hey, here we go. Second half kickoff, and it is a smoker. Buzzes everybody deep into Central Territory, and to the 1-yard line is finally picked up there. And we have a flag down. Blocking the back or something. It's taken to the 10-yard line by Richter. And we'll see what happens here in the opening frame here of the third quarter.
Got to lean back here around my wall. I can see so I can see what the call is going to be. Got this unfriendly guy. I think you might be right. Either blocking the back or a hold. It's thrown in that vicinity. It's going to be half the distance from the 10.
Last week when I was here.
There you go.
Has his mic worked the whole
game?
His
mic, he hasn't had to throw many penalties tonight, so it's hard. It's only the third penalty of the game.
I was going to say, I know last week there was they had it in top shape throughout while I was here through the half plus. And here we go for the Central Cougars deep in their own territory.
Got to get the angle here so I can see what's going on.
Guess about their own 2-yard line. And it's in the end zone.
It's a touchdown for the Indians.
Unbelievable. I'm not sure. Did Campworth have it and fumble it?
I think so.
And the Indians pick up some scratch. What a big opening play after the kickoff for Carlyle.
Ooh, man, that's not a way you want to start the second half.
Carlyle is drawn within 8 at 22-14. And I don't know who got his mitts on it. But it was a key play indeed. And Carlyle now will go for the extra.
Make it a 6-point game, I should say, if they get it here.
Dar. Landon Smith to his right. Vandahar, wing back, left side. Dar with it, skips to the right side, fires it, ball's knocked down in the end zone. A good play by Richter, saves the 2, and Central still leads by 8, 22-14. That's a quick awakening here in quarter number 3.
Makes it a little more interesting. You know, that block in the back hurts him, and then Campworth gets a high snap. And so far we've been talking about both teams' centers with the snaps. We had a couple of bad punt snaps. We now had a couple of bad quarterback snaps on the exchanges as well. And the Cougars are a team that they don't go under center very much anymore. You know, they're not like Dar where they could go under center like the Indians do. So it's going to be continued shotgun snaps regardless.
I remember those days when everybody was under center.
It's different. I mean, it's so much different now.
So wide open at every level.
And everybody, you know.
Or they try and all play wide open anyway.
And then tell you got a lot of these guys, these athletes, man, you know, it's amazing how much speed once in a while you find whenever you start getting up at the higher levels and classes in state football, and you go watch teams like Rochester and Sacred Heart Griffin play, and they spread it out. They can score 60. They can score 60 with the best of them.
Carlyle now down by 22-14 count, 14 seconds deep into the third. Quentin Jones, number 23, plays some hoop. He's a 6'3 sophomore and just pooches it into the Central's end of the grid. They'll step up first and 10 from 48-yard line.
I think that was kind of,
I don't know.
I think it was intentional a little bit. I really do, just because of how he kind of ran at it and kind of laid off of it instead of kicking it. Yeah, and, you know, it's one of those, but it's going to give Cougars a little bit better field position. I would rather just kick the deep, put a little more pressure on them, maybe, you know, take the opportunity.
I'm with you. And here come the Cougars right to left now with an 8-point lead. It was scoreless after one, then 22-8 at the halftime break, and now it's 22-14 as the Indians struck quickly. Campworth slings it left side in and out of the hands. That might be Hegan there.
16, Callahan.
Tim Callahan. We'll do it again on second and 10.
Wempe now checks in for him.
You drop, you go out.
They look over here. They got 5 guys holding play cards and making hand signs. They got a full group of guys over there.
Wempe on the bottom of the field. Inside handoff, and here comes Spangenberg. He's loose for a bunch on the near sideline. He crosses the 40 to the 35, close to the 30-yard line.
That's going to be a gain. What looks to be maybe 26 on that one, I think. Trying to get my math straight here. The ball is spotted at the 47.
Flat out started to cruise. Brings up a first and your 10 for the Central Cougars, recording a 22-14 advantage over Carlyle. 11:32 to play here in the third. Campworth fakes left, throws deep, near side, way off the mark. Wempe is bumped out of bounds constantly by Taylor. We'll come back and try another side. See if Campworth flings it here, third down.
Last game there by Spangenberg was 22 on that one, Rip.
On second, actually. Wempe left. Richter, wing back on the right side. With him is Alex Garcia, wide out. There's Spangenberg off left tackle. He just collides and runs over people. Forges forward to maybe the 30. It's picking up the pace a little bit here.
Yeah, gain of about 8 or 9. He's got 57 yards on the ground after that big, long 22-yard run.
Just has 2 strikes to go on third down. Number 19, Jordan Spangenberg, 5'11", 2:05. Campworth, shotgun one more time. Spangenberg another time, and this time he's coupled in the back for a loss.
Bad snap. Bad snap off to the right hand of Campworth, and it actually dropped into the lap of Spangenberg. It's been a couple of bad snaps here. Indian defense, though, was right there.
Yeah, Dale Allen, one of those, who's done the yeoman's work for the Indians for a while now. It's Central 22, the Tribe 14, outside 10 in period number 3.
Going for it.
Here we are on 4th and 4. High snap, and Campworth dodges it off to Spangenberg, and he falls past that marker for another first. The sticks are going to move.
Still lining it up yet.
I may have spoken too soon.
No, they're going to be short.
Carlyle takes over on downs. Yard or below a yard short, maybe, huh?
Yeah, looks like it.
Pretty close. So Carlyle takes over, 1st and 10. A skip behind at 22-14 with 10 plus to play in the second. Rip along with Greg Meyer on Max 96.7. Ben Koopman back at the studio. The Indians show up to the line. Behind Colton, Tilney, Dar.
Vonderhaar, I think, that time, Rip.
Right, 45 Vonderhaar. On the outside for a few, maybe 3, possibly. Carlyle will huddle and do it again. They're within a strike of the Cougars now. We're inside 10 in the third. Heinzman comes to the right. Isaac Fisher to the left side. Lone setback is Smith, and he is tripped up in the backfield.
I think that was Spangenberg in the backfield there making that play, Rip.
Heck of a tackle there. As Smith had the legs taken right out from beneath him, he gingerly goes to the sidelines. Mitchell will replace him. Keaton Mitchell has done a fine job. Dar regroups for the Carlyle Indians. They've got a long way to go as the ball's on their own 26-yard line. Heinzman this way, Fisher that way. One setback. Mitchell, Vonderhaar in the slot. Here's Dar, rolls this way, fires into a line of traffic. Not much of a chance, floats out of bounds.
Looking like a 3-and-out now for the Indians. You mentioned there had a couple of guys running out routes. One guy was short, one guy was in the intermediate. He threw it to the intermediate guy, and as you mentioned, into a crowd there, and the Indians look like they're going to have to punt again.
Yeah, it's 4th and 9, so they'll cart it away. And Central's going to get this ball in great shape. Garrett Richter is at the Carlyle 45 right now. Wow. The punt, they just got away. Quickly to Richter, makes a nice catch. Jukes one way, goes the other way, still dancing, and he's inside the 40 and down there at about the 39-yard line. Central is in good shape here to try and spread out that 8-point lead. Good one going from Carlisle High School with the Cougars out on top of the Tribe, 22-14.
Be the 4th possession of the football game by my count, or sorry, 5th possession of the football game. The Cougars will start in Indian territory. But the Carlisle defense has held tremendously here through 2 1/4 quarters so far.
Alex Garcia at the top of the field. 2 wideouts to the bottom. Garcia, bullet, makes the nice catch and leaps forward a little bit. He's going to get 7 or 8 with 2nd down to come here.
Garcia's first catch.
Impressed by Campworth. Is that him down right now?
That is.
Maybe a cramp, let's hope.
Yeah. I didn't see what happened. I was watching the play.
Right, I just now, and let it be known, I am no doctor.
Looks like it's stretching out the left leg. I'm not sure who, if it comes to the possibility of that, who the backup quarterback would be. Kyle Opper, maybe he's a 6'3" sophomore, whereas number 4 would be the guy coming in to take the snaps, I think.
I'm pretty sure that's who Coach Sharp mentioned before on Talking Sports, so, and nothing against Kyle there, but I would think, obviously, Campworth's coming out. He's coming off the field in pretty good fashion.
Just
now.
needs a drink of water.
Pretty good gait.
Needs some of that honest
We've
water.
got plenty of water up here, yeah. Go Honest.
Looking like it's going to be Spangenberg in the Wildcat formation here. Rip taking the snap.
Happened before, so why not now? 2nd and 4. Spangenberg awaits. Keeps it off right tackle. Has some give. Makes the first down more. Carries it deep into Carlyle territory. Deeper yet. Inside the 20. We'll wait for the final spot.
Gave him, I think, an 8-yard gain on that one. 68 yards for Spangenberg on 11 carries, getting closer to that century mark. Was halfway there at the break.
Campworth checks back in for the Cougars. It's at the 25, actually, so he's shy. 1st and 10. The Campworth returns. Receivers to the top and the bottom, 2 on the bottom. They split it to the right side. They chuck it for a completion. We'll see who make that catch.
I think it was Garcia again on the far side for about 5 or 6, Rip.
Garcia or Marcus, huh? It's Garcia. It is Garcia. So that brings up a 2nd and 6 for the Cougars, who bide their time at the 22-15. That 8-point gap over Carlyle. 7:20 and marching in the 3rd quarter. Max is set. He gets it. The handoff, and no dice that time. The Carlyle defense is there to stuff Lobb. We haven't called Lobb's name much tonight. Huh?
Only his 4th carry. He's got negative yardage after that run on the ground, and really the speed back is Lobb. He wants to get outside, try to run the football. Spangenberg's more the guy between the tackles. And so far, they've had Lobb's number bottled up tonight.
It's 3rd. Up to 10 now for the Cougars at Carlisle's 26. They are spread out. Lobb in the backfield with Campworth. Campworth dodges everybody, keeps it himself, and gets to the line of scrimmage and pass now down the far sideline. Run out of bounds. And he should have the first. No way. No, he's short.
No,
he's well short. I was missing that other marker, so. But won't matter. We're in 4th down territory, right?
Yeah, 4th and 7. Playbook's still, I think, kind of open here a little bit. You don't necessarily have to pass with the way Spangenberg's would run the ball, but he's not out on the field. They have Lobb out there, so you got to think it's going to be a throwing down here on 4th and 6.
Campworth wants to air it out anyway.
Lobb back there with him.
By his side. Checks right, zips it across the middle, and a nice catch. That's for the first down, and they are in the Buckeye red zone area.
Marks him at the 5. I think it's a gain of about 17.
And the Carlyle defense is going to have to stick hard now. Impressed by Max Campworth of the Central Cougars. 1st and goal from the 2. So it's going to take a stout stand by the Indians here to absorb this.
1st and goal at the 2, as you mentioned.
Callahan left. Richter in the slot. Handoff, Lobb. Lobb is tied up once again. 2-3 Indians there. Isaac Fisher, a slew. Keegan Campworth, another one there. Allen. So they survived the first down. It's 2nd and the same. We'll see where they spot that ball.
Dang, all the way back to the 10. Looks like a loss of 8.
Yeah, loss of 8. They ring up 2nd and 10 on the board. Campworth looks to the sideline for a little help. Play clock at 9 and chucking. Down to 5 now. Campworth, quick snap. Keeps it. Play action. Right side. The completion is there for Blake Marcus. And
now we got
a flag thrown. 1 or 2 or 3.
By the umpire. 64 Albers, I think, was one of the guys. And now we'll see. It's going to be negate about a 6-yard or catch to Marcus in that fashion.
Nice little maneuver there for naught, huh?
Might be unsportsmanlike. Had Central 2 weeks ago, and Ours had an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
Uh-oh. That didn't show up good in that black book.
There's your personal foul. Third Cougar penalty of the football game, and that's going to back it up.
Yep, 3rd and long for the Central Cougars. They were so close to another score. And now we move backwards a little bit more. See where the final, where it's finally dotted here, 19 maybe, up to 19-yard line.
It's at the 20 from the looks of things.
It's 3rd down. We'll call it the 20. Play action, no good, incomplete. Over the middle, Richter was there, but just it was a little bit, thrown a bit early. So it's 4th down for the Central Cougars. We'll try it another time. 5 minutes and 1 tick in the 3rd. The Cougars lead the Indians 22-14. This is Kokia Conference action. High school football, Max 96.7. Rip along with Greg Meyer. Campworth, one back to his right. Receivers, 2 on the bottom, 1 to the top. Campworth backs up 3-4 step, now rolls out to the right. He's under pressure, still with it, and just runs out of bounds and ends that possession. The Indians are going to take over. They did a rather good job.
Another big stand by that Carlyle defense, and Indians are going to have it, I think, at about the 25-yard line or so.
So they'll try and march 75. They scored quickly in this quarter, in the 3rd here, to slice it to 22-14. On that Honest Water scoreboard, it was 0-0 after 1, then 22-8 Central at the halftime break. Here come the Indians as they take over on downs from their own 24. Dar fires it out in the flat, and Taylor has it, but just gains 1 or so before he is hit, and hit hard by Tyler Hegan. Those Hegans can play some football.
Oh, yeah, Hegan there covering up. I think actually, Rip, they're going to give him no gain.
Nothing on that at all. He's 6'1", and he sticks it pretty good. Isaac Smith to the right side. Up top, it's Lane Heisman. One man in the slot as well. Split backs for Carlyle. Dar gets it. Play action pass. Lobs it over the middle, complete. To the 40, to the 35, 30, 20, 10, 5. Vonderhaar, it appears, is right at about the 1 or 2 yard line of Central. What a play. That from the Carlyle 24. Executed beautifully.
How about that little pitch and catch there? 72 yards.
And he's got a cramp. Yeah, he slipped a man, and he was gone. Did a great job. That kid's tough. He's tough to tackle, man.
What a sell, though, on the play action by Dar. He had the defense looking, the backers creeped up, and Vondar literally slipped out of the backfield, and it was just a nice little dump pass, and Dar had Vondar. I thought he was going to go all the way to the house, and that was a good hustle there by one of the defensive backs to make the play, and hopefully Vondar okay, as you mentioned, hopefully just cramping. It looks like that's what they're doing here. I'm trying to see the trainer. Yep, just stretching out that left leg a little bit. Indians in that Buckeye red zone. We talked about it. Don't forget, come walk the pig at your Buckeye stores in Centralia and Greenville on Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 2. You can walk the pig at Buckeye. We're in the Buckeye red zone.
Walk the pig. You can walk the duck down in Memphis. You do a lot of walking in a lot of places. They set up shop at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, we'll call it that. Looks good.
Yeah, Dar did a super job, and then it was mostly Vonderhaar after that. He's having a nice night.
He's got now 72 receiving yards on that, 45 on the ground, over 100 there total on the out of the backfield by Vonderhaar.
We're at 4 minutes and 3 seconds here in the 3rd.
And we talk a lot about Landon Smith. We talk a lot about Lane Hines. A lot about Caleb Dar. And Vonderhaar's kind of like the lost guy in the Carlyle offense. We don't mention him too much, but as you mentioned, big game tonight from him so far, keeping the Indians in it.
When you're 6'3" and 205, you can dish out some punishment on the offensive end, too. Here we go.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Dar carry the football here once or twice.
First to go from the 4 for Carlyle. They're behind 22-14 here in the third period. Under 4 to go. Dar, I formation and back him. Dar intercepted. It is the keeper straight ahead. Will probably be shy at least 1, maybe 2. Right idea on the keeper. Why not?
I'm okay.
3 downs to play with.
I'm okay with that play call there.
Nice, safe.
Try to catch him maybe a little bit by surprise. You know, no one really expecting that anymore. QB sneak's not ran very often anymore. As you mentioned, the offensive line's been playing well tonight for the Indians. See if we see Smith this time.
Chase to the left. Heinzman in the slot left side. Tight end right side. Eye again in back of Caleb Dar. Smash mouth football here for the Indians. Dar turns. Smith is in. He's in for the touch. Landon Smith from 2 out. What a game we have from Carlyle. Central's lead is there, but it's by a couple. It's 22-20 now. The Cougars over Carlyle on the 6-point bulge by Landon Smith. Hope you're here because this is one good high school football game and a pivotal one for really each team in the Cahokia. Carlyle wants to get on that board, period. And Central cannot afford a second loss in league play. Not with Columbia.
Actually,
in everybody's sights.
Got a score update for you. Westland beating Columbia 27-6 tonight.
It's over?
No, it's third quarter.
Third quarter? Okay. We'll talk to Coach Ray Calling tomorrow. You might be a really happy camper. Dar passes the first guy, and the second guy keeps it in the play action. Squabbles, throws left side corner.
Good.
Got it. The PA works. We are all tied up at 22 all. Nice scramble by Dar. I believe Heinzman on the reception, the far corner. That's deep in that end zone. It worked. Carlisle's in business. 22 all is the score with 3:09 to play in the third quarter. So Carlisle's come back from a 22-8 deficit in total to knot this thing up.
Take a look here real quick at the Prairie Farm scoring drive. Went 4 plays, 75 yards, 1 first down, and a 2-yard touchdown run by Landon Smith. The 2-point conversion was good. The big play, though, was a 72-yard pass to Jared Vonderhaar from Caleb Dar.
He just rumbled and rumbled and rumbled. Carlisle's assistant coach, Leroy, having a good time back of the on the Carlisle sidelines and back of the bench. 3:09 again, dusted on the clock. 22 all between Central and Carlisle. The Cougars 1-1 and 2-1. Carlisle 0-2 and 0-3. It's the Indians in Columbia next week. It's the Cougars and the Knights for that Milk Bowl.
Check that. I wanted to correct myself here. I had to check Twitter again. I misread it. It's actually 27-6 Columbia. My bad, Rip. Didn't want to give out faulty information. I had to recheck the Twitter.
That's good. Now I have to redo my interview. I mean, you never know. Weston's got so many capable kids still in that backfield with Bill Brook and company, but Columbia's awfully good.
See them in 2 weeks. We will. The Indians will play them in week 6, I think, action.
Jones, Spar, Carlisle. A liner again, picked up at the 15-yard line. And the handoff goes to Lobb. He's at the 20, 25, 30, gets around a man, gallops to the 35-yard line. Well done. So Central will start out 1st and 10 from its 35. We have a brand new ball game. It is 22-22. Little razzle-dazzle on that backfield there.
Yeah, they like.
Seems like Central used to do that even more.
They do it. They still do.
Okay.
They continue to do it. They did it actually when I played in the played for Coach Short when I was back in high school, and that was I graduated
years ago.
Yeah, years ago.
Campworth out of that gun, shovel pass up ahead to Spangenberg. 3, 4, 5 Indians right there. That pass boy didn't go very far. In fact, they fell back a bit. Well, maybe not. Well, actually,
it's like a loss of 2 or 3 on that one.
They did lose. Yep. We'll go with 2nd We'll go with second and a dozen for Max Campworth and company. The give, Spangenberg, running room on the left side, drilled from behind. Mitchell in on that tackle.
Gets those negative play yardage back there, and that Indian defense just pinning the ears back on the defensive line and just getting after the run game, and Max Campworth when he's been under duress all night throwing the football.
Landon Smith was also there with the stick. Bunch of two-way guys here, especially for the Indians. Wide receivers to the top and the bottom. Twins up top. Campworth skips out to the right side. Overhead pass, and it's out of bounds. Incomplete. Right in front of the central bench.
Got a flag here, though. It's going to be a hold, and I think Chris Berkner is going to decline that. Make the Cougars go ahead and punt.
You betcha. So here we come on 4th down and 9. Where's this pigskin going to end up with? Play as the penalty is declined.
As we figured it might have been.
So it's at that 36-yard line or so.
And the Indians, as you mentioned, new game. Defense stands, and the Indians are trying to get the football back and put more points on the board.
Garrett Richter will let it fly from around his 27, 28-yard line. Carlyle has one man back at the 35. Little sidewinder kick. It is short. Drops it midfield and shy of center court there. And Carlyle is in Central's territory at the 47. And we're all squared at 22 with 1:48 left in this third quarter.
This will be the second time right here. The Indians will start in plus territory tonight. And tell you what, Rip, I'm a fan of conservative, but I'm a big fan of sudden change momentum. I'd take a shot right here on 1st and 10.
Oh, I wouldn't mind that.
Let Dar air it out.
They got a little mole on their side anyway.
Sudden change makes a huge difference in momentum.
Number 2, Lane Heisman this way. One man up top, slot right, slide on the right side. Backs are split. And the handoff to Mitchell. Mitchell garners the room. He's up across the 45 to the 43-yard line. Good play on 1st down. As it turns out, they keep it on the dirt. And it's 2nd and probably 5.
That's why I'm just a broadcaster and not an offensive coordinator.
I kind of agree with that. That's good, though.
You're in, like you mentioned, you're in plus territory. There's a good chance you're going to probably go for it on 4th down regardless.
Isaac Smith and Heinsman this way. Wide out to the top of the field. Again, shared backfield. Dar drops the snap, gets it back up. He scoots up across to the 40-yard line, so a nice recovery by Caleb Dar. 3rd and short for the Indians. On that, near that left hash.
Everything in the playbook now, go anywhere. Dar's been effective. Vonderhaar's been really effective running the ball. Smith's got the touchdown run tonight.
Probably the last play of the third quarter. Really a full house in that backfield surrounding Dar. One man to the bottom of the field. The give is to the trail man, Landon Smith. He's got the 1st down and bucks a few more near the 35 of Central. Clock dead on the 1st with 24 seconds to play. In the 3rd, 22 all. The crowd's been treated to a good one here. How much does it cost to get in? $3, $4?
I think it's $3 or $4 to get into the game tonight.
Well worth it. Well worth it.
Good crowd too. Got spectators everywhere lined up.
Yeah, Central's brought a bunch, as you might expect from Breeze. A lot of SRO on the across the way on the west side. Same here on our side on the east. And the clock's going to disappear in the 3rd. Quite a quarter for the Carlyle Indians after 3. This baby is square. It's Carlyle 22, Central 22. This is high school football, Max 96.7.
What is one of the first things people notice about you? You guessed it, it's your teeth. Let Dr. Trong, Dr. Erickson, or Dr. Hillsman at Breeze or Trenton Dental Group give you a smile you can be proud of. Since 1995, Breeze and Trenton Dental Group has served the community with a family-friendly setting. Breeze and Trenton Dental Group is also your Invisalign provider. They offer cosmetic treatments to improve your smile, as well as tooth implants. Schedule your appointment today in Breeze at 526-4233 or Trenton at 224-7129.
The following message is brought to you by the Foppe Insurance Agency in Breeze.
You know texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance. The no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
The Foppe Insurance Agency, 215 North Main Street in Breeze.
This is Max 96.7.
Hello again, everybody. Rip along with Greg Meyer here, and we are in the Dairy King broadcast booth with locations in not one but two places, Breeze and Trenton. On the Honest Water scoreboard, it's the Carlyle Indians and Central Cougars all mudded up at 22 as we head for the stretch. It's the fourth quarter. This should be a good one.
It's going to be an interesting here, and the Indians are going to have it 1st and 10 in plus territory. Got all the momentum. There's the purple and gold going into the fourth.
They're at the 36 of Central. Receivers to the top and bottom as per usual. Fake handoff, little play action. Dar, nowhere to go. He fires it into the dirt. Nobody home.
I'm not sure if anybody's in the vicinity.
It wasn't real close. I mean, I'm not sure there was anybody actually very close either.
I don't know. I think you see Brian Short's got his two hands up on the far side yelling at the one official, wondering if anybody was in the area there.
No call. We play on.
Absolutely. Penalty-free. Mulsanite Cougars have got 3. Indians with 1. 4 penalties here. We just begin the fourth.
That call's always kind of difficult anyway. Block charge thing in basketball.
It is, exactly, yeah, because you don't know if you're...
This should be easier, I suppose, but it's not when it's all jumbled up out there. 2nd and 10. Dar. Smith comes to the left. Little juke and stutter step and more. He's to the 30 or 31-yard line. Landon Smith. Callahan on the tackle for the Cougars. You guys have played hard tonight. Each team wants it badly.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Cougars don't want to lose another game in league play. Indians looking for that first W tonight. Thought they had it last week against Redbud. Searching.
Just on top of 11 here in the fourth quarter. 22 all. Carlyle at the 32 of the Cougars. 3rd and 6. They'll have a couple plays to mess around with if needed. Dar with the lone setback. Smith. Line drive pass to Mitchell. Was he down before the ball came out? Yes, indeed. It's a catch. Pass completed from Dar to Mitchell.
It's a gain of about 4, Rip.
He just had it long enough, too, didn't he?
Yeah, and he tried to get up and run with it there a little bit, too, I think is what happened.
So about 3 for the first now on 4th down. Here's your next key play of the game. They keep on a coming. Mitchell goes in the wingback right side. Dar. One back to the right of Dar. Dar sprints to the right. Still has it. A little lob ball nearly picked off. It falls to the ground. Incomplete. And the Cougars are going to take over.
Wimpy, I think, on the defense, got his hand on the football, and Dar had to throw it before he wanted to as Spangenberg was breathing down his neck.
I believe the Indians had a Rolfingsmar open on this side, but that's the opposite direction of which Dar and company were rolling. Mitchell comes limping off a little bit now.
These two-way guys, man, it's dog tired. It's pretty warm. It was warm out there game time or before game time, warming up down there on the field, interacting with both teams, and
they got
it was
loose.
hot.
They
It
got
was
loose,
hot.
didn't they?
Oh, absolutely.
22 all. Central with the ball on their own 27-yard line. It's 1st and a full 10. Split backfield. And Richter takes the handoff, and he is off to the races across the 50, 45, 40, 35. 20, 10, touchdown, call off the Dogs. Central scores another, and they're up now 28-22. What a burst of speed.
Wouldn't have projected that to be the play call, but he took off and didn't think twice about it. Got a couple of nice blocks on the outside by Lobb and Spangenberg, and it freed him.
Yeah, once he got that, really by that initial line, one tackle maybe or so, it was a no count. And the Cougars are back out on top, 28-22 now. The Indians have never led, but they closed it, and they tied it. Now it's Central again. They'll go for the extra. Colin Beatty. Richter to hold. Here's the snap. Ball down. Nice hold. Kick is perfect.
PAT good.
29-22 Central. This is high school football. Max 96.7.
If it has been a long time since you've been to the dentist, you need to know you're not alone. For some, past experiences make it impossible to pick up the phone and call. Others are embarrassed because it has been so long. Hi, I'm Dr. Casey Santel, a general dentist from Breeze, Illinois, who sedates patients with pills. I believe in listening to our patients and finding workable solutions to problems they have without making them feel guilty or putting them down. Please call me, Dr. Casey Santel, at Breeze Dental Care at 526-2020 to schedule an appointment where sedation dentistry is an option for you to take care of your teeth without anxiety.
Are you looking for a happy dental home? Dr. Draghi and Dr. Santel are in-network providers with many insurance companies and have what you are looking for. New patients welcome and most emergencies seen immediately. Get back on the right track to good dental health with Breeze Dental Care. Call 526-2020. That's 526-2020.
You're on Max 96.7.
Hello again, everybody. Rip Notmar along with Greg Meyer from the Dairy King broadcast booth with the locations in Breeze and Trenton. Good high school game from Carlyle High. The Cougars lead it now 29-22. On that Honest Water scoreboard, it was scoreless through one. Central was up by 14 at the half, and we're tied after three. And now it's a break on top, fourth quarter right now for the Cougars by 7 points. 10:05 to go here in the fourth. Beatty will put the foot to it again. Carlyle has their deep man back at the 15. He scoots to back to the 10. That is Chase Taylor. Looks left, comes right, works his way to the sideline. Finally, he coughs it up there. Not the football, but himself as he crosses the 25-yard line. So Carlyle has a good length of the field to go, trailing by the touch plus. But we've seen a lot of this. We could have a we'll see, spectacular ending. I don't know, Greg. But
yeah, very well could. As you mentioned here, we're going to go that Prairie Farm scoring drive real quick. One play that went 73 yards, touchdown run there by Garrett Richter.
Give him 74.
Give him 74, says the boss, and now we'll see what Caleb Darr can do to answer. Now we're going to have...
What's the officials' discussion about it?
I have no idea. Late flag, maybe? I'm not sure.
Hold on the return.
Never seen the flag. I didn't see the flag.
I don't think Coach Berkner did either. The good news is for Carlyle, they do have the ball, but we're backed up just a little bit.
So now they'll walk it back. I guess it'll start.
By the way, Greg, did you hear the story about the Osprey here?
Yes, I heard. I read the story.
It's too long to tell, but it's pretty. It's a crazy story.
It's pretty cool.
Where did the Osprey come from? I thought they were out west.
I have no idea where they came from. I'm not.
You have a little bit of fun one night. You get on the wrong train, and look what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Memories. All right, 1st and 10 for the Indians at their own 15 after the mark-off. They are trailing by 7. 9:59 to go. Darr, play, action, looks middle, goes long, over the middle, over the outstretched arms of Vonderhaar. Right around the 45-yard line, too. Nicely thrown pass, just a scooch long.
The same play that Vonderhaar had a big run on, or the big catch on, 72-yard catch. That was the same play dialed up, tried to hit the middle, and that time the Cougars were not fooled on that play action pass.
Second, we return to 10 again from the 15. Yep, the Indians are deep in their own territory as they're a touchdown and away from tying this one up. It's a Cahokia Conference tangle. And it's a good one here from Carlyle. One back behind Dar. And he gives it to Smith. Look at him wheel and deal. Up near to 30, and he does give it up. Man, oh man, is he upset, and why not? And the Cougars have the football. And it's a killer there for the Carlyle Indians. Really nice run, too, by Landon Smith.
Now the Cougars will have it on the Indian 36.
And they could get to a comfort zone here if they can plug another 6. 9:44 left.
Landon Smith maybe thought he was down. I think Chris Berkner was arguing the same.
And that was fairly close to that, too. But inside handoff there, Lob takes it in stride, left side, breaks a tackle or two, and plenty more. He gets the first down and goes out of bounds on the left sideline. There's a good run for Tyson Long.
Looks like they're only going to chart him with one.
Really?
According to the far side.
They should know. They're right there.
So second down and short.
Richter and Garcia come out to the right side for the Cougars. Richter in the slot. Wempe up top. One back, and it's given to Lob again. Stacked up at the line. Does he have it?
I think it's going to be
so.
No gain, maybe a loss of a yard.
Wow, they did. A little trip back. So the Carlyle line holds there and fine for him. As we come up to third down now for Central. In 4-down territory, holding on to a 7. The clock winds down to 9 minutes even here in this football game.
2-down territory here for the Cougars.
Campworth steps up a notch, still in the gun. Checks for the sideline, play clock. They're going to use a little bit more. Now it's down to 2. They got a short, they're going to take it. They take a time out. We'll take a quick one, too, and come on back. This is high school football, Max 96.7.
Hi, this is Dr. Matt Palm at MedPlus Physical Medicine in Carlyle. Whether you want to lose a few pounds for vacation or you want to get rid of lots of excess weight, it's time to take advantage of our safe, effective, and affordable weight loss program. With an individualized plan based around an appetite suppressant, a metabolism booster, and diet and exercise counseling from physicians with backgrounds in nutrition, let us get you on the path to a healthier lifestyle. Call MedPlus at 594-3671 to set up your free consultation and to get you on track to a healthier you.
Stuck in a state of falling behind? Struggling to keep up with your kids, your finances, your insurance, your life? Then let me, State Farm agent Steve Klosterman, help you simplify and get to a better state. Because with the Klosterman Agency handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. More money, too, because adding State Farm policies can earn you discounts and actually help you get ahead. Call or email me, State Farm agent Steve Klosterman, and get to a better state with State Farm.
Max 96.7.
We're back just in time in the Dairy King broadcast booth. High snap, and was it Spangenberg, I guess? The old Wildcat again. No dice on that 4th down effort. It was 4th and 2. Correct?
No, it's 3rd and 2, sir. 3rd and 2, loss of a yard, I think, by Spangenberg. You mentioned high snap through the playoff completely, and now it's going to be 4th and short.
There we go.
See if they elect to do. I mean, the Cougars are probably okay with it here. You know, that staying in bounds with the clock, run a little bit more. You know, clinging that 7-point lead.
On the top and bottom. Slot right side, Richter. Campworth. Nice catch on the high feed. Dumps it. And there's the first and more down the left sideline up near the 5-yard line, maybe. Marcus or Garcia,
I think it was Marcus again, Rip.
Blake Marcus on the reception, and Central is in business. Is that another score?
Gain of 19 on that one, I think.
It was Marcus indeed. So the Central Cougars are in the Buckeye red zone looking for a little breathing room over the Indians. Inside 8 now. Here in the game, it's 29-22 Central. Key game in the Wcxo Conference. Carlyle wants to get on that board in the right column, and Central wants to avoid a 2-game slip. High snap, nice catch. Spangenberg has it, and he runs into a wall of Carlyle defenders. He's down. No game for sure.
Mentioned Buckeye red zone Cougars checked that. Ran that dump pass to Marcus a few times tonight. He's got 5 catches for 54 yards. I'm pretty sure all 5 catches were out of that little play action dump down pass to him from Campworth.
Here we come on 2nd and goal. Garcia wide right. Richter nearby. Another high toss. We got a fumble, but Spangenberg recovers. That didn't develop too well from the hike itself. But Central recovers. They stay with it. We're coming up to 3rd.
This ball has been...
And goal.
I don't know. The ball's been pretty slick tonight. I mean,
it's that dew.
I know. I think they should have maybe laid off the popcorn before the game. I mean, I've seen more fumbles than I think I've seen in my 5 years of doing radio here.
When they come.
They're coming in bunches.
They come fast and furious. 3rd down and from the 5. 6:40 left in this final quarter. 29-22 Central. Spangenberg wide out another time. Touchdown. Goes in for the easy score. Barely touched. And now Central on top, 35-22.
Little 5-yard run there by Spangenberg. Gives him 73 yards for the evening. His first touchdown.
And the Cougars have some daylight here, as they'll go for the extra. Point right here. Colin Beatty with the honors. Garrett Richter to hold. This will give the Cougars a 14-point spread. It's up. It is dead through the uprights. Central 36, Carlyle 22. We'll be back. This is high school football on Max 96.7.
Sound familiar? A flat tire in the middle of nowhere? Car keys locked in the car? Or a battery that needs a jump start? You're stranded on the side of the road and need emergency roadside assistance to get your car moving. Call Benoff Insurance in Breeze and Trenton about roadside rescue coverage from Beacon Insurance that's available to everyone who has a personal auto policy with Beacon Insurance. Roadside rescue will save your day with 24/7 roadside assistance at no extra cost to you if you have comprehensive coverage. Call Benoff Insurance, your Beacon Insurance agency today at 526-4888.
Max 96.7.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Rip along with Greg Meyer in the Dairy King broadcast booth. They've got locations, not one but 2 places, Breeze and Trenton. On the Honest Water scoreboard with 6:30 to play, it's 36-22 Central over Carlyle here in the Cahokia Conference.
I could use some Dairy King tonight.
It's always good. Always a nice option. We've got some options, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. With all kinds of good food joints we got.
Ball placed in the 40, so Central will kick it away, nurturing a 14-point lead now. Deep kick sends Mitchell back, and he tried the over-the-shoulder catch. He's inside his 5 now, picks it up, comes to the left, squirts back right. He's across the 15 to the 18-yard line before he is swarmed. 1st and 10 for Carlyle. They've got to pick up the pace now, down by 2 scores. Showed some nice leg there.
Absolutely. Beatty's got a good leg. One of the better kickoff guys I've seen, you know.
Senior.
Soccer player, though, too.
That's Coach Sharp. There's 2 soccer players in this team. Both are kickers, obviously. The backup you talked about earlier.
Landis, yeah, he was doing 2 weeks ago, he was doing the point after touchdowns. When we had him at Jim Fink's Field at Salem, he was the one doing a lot of the point after duties. But I think Beatty, he's winning the job a little bit here.
The Indians have to march for a score or 2. Nice catch there. Dar wings it out to Taylor on the hashes on the left side around the 25-yard line. They're within 3 of a first down. Chase Taylor gets into the act here in the 4th quarter. Lots of time. We saw plenty of scores. The flurries can come.
When they do so far tonight, they've came in a lot. They've come a lot.
Taylor right, Heisman to the near side. Backs are split. Dar waits, gets it, shuffles it off to Mitchell. Mitchell off right tackle. One or two before he's stacked up. That Mitchell, well, he is now, but he's going to be a really fine player.
Yeah, you mentioned only a sophomore. He's done a lot of what he's been asked tonight. Returned some kicks. He's returned some punts.
Versatile.
He's ran the football out of the backfield. He's caught a couple of passes tonight as well. Yeah, very, as you mentioned, versatile. He's going to be a very good player coming up for the Indians in this program.
It's 3rd down and 2 for Carlyle. Dar handles that low snap, lofts it this way. Catch Isaac Smith. Tries to make a little juke move and can't. And he gets the first, though. Clock still moving. Central won't exactly mind this as long as they avoid a quick score. They'll be fine. Actually, ahead by 2 scores, 36 to 22.
As you mentioned, Indians are going to have to get it going here. 5:05 to play in the football game, and still huddling up. Mentioned down by
under 5 and rolling. Dar. Mitchell and Smith side by side with him. Receivers to the top. One in the slot. The ball hits the ground again. Dar picks it up. Goes long ball. Nearly picked off. Falls incomplete.
had options.
I think that was Callahan over there, wasn't it?
I think so. Defending on the far side of the football field, Lane Heidsman, I think, was his intended receiver on that play as well. And we got a flag down there, too. I didn't see that. Flag.
Came in late. It's going to be against Carlyle.
Be the Indians' third penalty. Be a hold.
Hold against the Tribe. 4:42 now sets on the clock. Central is that close to their third victory of the year and the second in 3 tries in the Cahokia. They're ahead 36-22. So Carlyle is backing it up.
So they'll replay the down after the hold. Make it first down and 20.
The Indians have to clock dead now, but I mean they've got some work ahead of them, no doubt. Need a quick score. Time is eluding them. Dar, one setback. Won't matter. Dar has to throw. He does so. Thought we had an interference there call, but no flag thrown.
Hegan on the defensive effort there.
Called a good defensive play by Tyler Hegan. Isaac Smith was the intended target. He was the target of Dar. So ball drops quietly to the turf. 2nd and 23.
Not many plays in the playbook for 2nd and 23.
Not a lot, no. Go to the large oak tree. And we're tossing it that way. Here comes Dar. Receivers, top and bottom. Two to the right, one to the bottom, and Taylor. Dar skips back, now takes himself. He keeps it over the 20 to the 21-yard line. He's stalled there. And we'll be looking at 3rd down.
Again, a 1 or 2, I'd take it on that play as well. And 3rd and long, 4-down territory here for the Indians, you'd think.
Very, very, very long. Yeah, they don't have a choice, do they?
Got to hit something at least to give you a chance to get in the 1st down and 2 down. So you need to at least pick up about 10 yards here.
Can't count on that 2-minute warning in high school ball.
No.
Got a little quieter on our side of the field here. We're on the Indian sideline, of course. Mitchell, right, trips to the top, actually. Taylor here on the near sideline. One back, and the give is to Smith. He has an opening, and he skips it up near the 30-yard line, about the 28-yard line for Carlyle. And now we're down. It's trickling to 3:30 in this football game.
Gain of 8. So it's going to be about what do you think, Rip? 4th and 14, 4th and 15,
yeah,
maybe?
I was waiting for the, here we go, 4th and 16 is what they're calling it. It's a die. It's a deep session coming up here for Dar to stay alive in this one.
We could tell he could throw the football a long way.
No
he could throw it.
Some capable receivers, too. They've showed that tonight. They really showed that last week. They spread around well. well in the limited times, 10 completions. There's Dar up the middle, intercepted by Richter at the 45-yard line. Comes left, comes right, now shuffles back the other way again, and he goes down to the 35 of the Indians. And that is all but going to sew this baby up. Nice pick, and Central is in command now.
Now you just got to think here.
And there's a flag. What do we have here?
I don't know. I didn't see it. Here it comes. Blocking it back on the return team. That's the Cougars' 5th penalty. You know, one thing, you talk with these coaches just as much as I do, and if one thing Brian Short's going to have any complaints about is they want to clean it up a little bit on the snaps exchanges and the penalties here tonight.
Yeah, the snaps haven't been that crisp.
No, not for week 4.
And obviously week 1 was it, which can be expected. But because that's basically, it's not an exhibition game, but that's about what it amounts to. You don't get it in high school, of course, or college. So Central's going to fall back a little bit, but I don't think they really they're worried about that too much.
You don't think that those exhibition games in college or week 1, whenever Carbondale's got to travel down and play against Ole Miss last week?
Ole Miss might as well drop out of the SEC this year. I mean, I love the Salukis, but my goodness. Here we go, the handoff. They keep it on the ground using that clock. Spangenberg. Maybe
that was lob, I think.
Lob that time. Whistles through for a couple, and the Indians take a timeout. Yeah, how about that game?
70.
SIU was ahead at the half.
Ahead of the half, yeah.
38, 35, whatever it was.
Yep, and then they in Ole Miss, they put up 70. 77, I think it was, in that game last Saturday.
Southeastern Conference is licking their chops on them.
Oh,
Boy,
yeah.
they had some problems with probation.
Yeah. They get Alabama this week.
Yeah.
I read a very intriguing
21
stat.
point, I believe.
Yes, absolutely, and they get I read an intriguing.
It's at Ole Miss, isn't it?
At Ole Miss,
yeah.
At the Grove, and I did read this. Ole Miss against Alabama since 2014 is 2-2 against the Tide, and the Tide against everybody else in the SEC 48-1. That's pretty darn impressive.
Lost to Auburn.
One Auburn loss, one Auburn loss, and 2 to Ole Miss, and so Ole Miss plays them well.
I don't think they will. Well, they might.
You like I said, you do a lot of the interview and stuff, but Royce Newman, he's getting some time down at Ole Miss, I do believe.
Oh, he's got a nice career ahead of him. And for SIU, Cole Stewart out of Salem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Coach Stewart's son, and of course, John Williams out of Centralia, now freshman. Here we go. It's 2:42 on the clock. The Cougars up by 14. They have the ball at the 42-yard line. And Richter looking for some running room. Gets the scoop and clocks it ahead to the 36-yard line of Carlyle. And we've got another timeout burn here. Carlyle, well, each team really wanted this one bad. Mm-hmm. You play to win the game, right, Herman Edwards?
Absolutely.
Carlyle has to go to Columbia next week. Now, that's.
They're up.
Hey, never say never, but
yeah.
That's going to be
that's a big game
tough pickings, though, for sure.
Absolutely, it's always tough going to Columbia and playing like we iterated on a little bit earlier, and I mean Scott Horner's got a tremendous program down there at Columbia and does things the right way. Down there, they win a lot.
You wouldn't believe how good Scott was as a QB.
I could only imagine.
Check that as a total athlete.
So, yeah.
He quarterbacked the football team and the basketball team.
Absolutely.
Baseball, incredible infielder.
My father, I have a younger brother who plays right now for Central. My dad's been going to Central sporting events for 40-some years and seen Scott Horner play and some of these guys play, and he says it's amazing to hear some of the stories he tells. He says he went over and seen Marty Simmons play back in the day in Lawrenceville, and he talks about all these big name guys. He was
a man.
Absolutely.
The Mule. Here he comes, Central with 2:34 to play. Nice catch in the high snap. It's dodged up front. Here comes Spangenberg, maybe.
That was Richter, and then we got a flag
we got
late.
A flag now, maybe on Carlyle there. Yeah, Richter caught it out of the backfield, as it turns out. So we will await the Zebras' call here as they're about to wrap this baby up. You would think Carlyle needs a turnover in a bad, bad way. Personal foul against the Indians. First for the Cougars in the Buckeye red zone. And they are pushing for their third win of the victory in 4 tries. Looking to go to 2-1 in the Cahokia. Come on, guys.
Yeah, just trying to
here we go.
Run things out here.
So it's 1st and 9 there on the board.
Now Campor's directing more traffic in the backfield.
Catches, throws, incomplete. Tried to quick hitter there. But in and out of the hands. Callahan possibly.
I think so.
16. Looked like Tim Callahan.
It was. Going back to the left side of the football field and think that they just run it, milk it out here with 2:24 to go.
Second. And the same, 9. 3 wideouts for the Cougars. 1 setback. Lob. He gets it. And he cuts through everybody. Tiptoes in for another score. And Central has a commanding lead all of a sudden at 42-22. Boy, this was a much closer game than this outcome will show, but the Cougars have poured it on as of late.
Tied going into the 4th quarter. The Cougars here have opened up the scoring and now lead 42-22, as you mentioned, on the Honest Water scoreboard.
And just 2:20, a flat 2:20 left on the clock. Beatty for the point after. Richter, he's everywhere. He's on the hold. Catches, places, kick is up and drained. Another one, 40. Three to 22 in favor of the Cougars. We'll take a break and come on back. This is high school football on Max 96.7.
From flu bugs and earaches to sprains and sore throats, life's little setbacks never happen when it's convenient. But luckily, there is a convenient way to feel better faster with HSHS St. Joseph's walk-in clinics near you. Immediate Care at Carlyle and the Health Center in New Baden offer weekend hours and experienced medical experts, so it's the place to go when your doctor's not available. For hours and services, visit stjobreeze.com/walk-in clinics.
Max 96.7.
Good evening. Welcome back, everybody. Rip in the Dairy King broadcast booth with 2 locations to serve you, Breeze and Trent, and Greg Meyer alongside on the Honest Water scoreboard. It's the Cougars up on Carlyle, 43-22. This thing was scoreless after 1. Central busted out to a 22-8 lead at the halftime pause, and then Carlyle squared it at 22-all after 3. But, yes, it has been a Central gold rush here in the 4th period.
Mentioned tomorrow, you're going to have Talking Sports with you. Got a couple of nice guests on tomorrow as well.
Westland football coach Ray Calling and Kaskaskia women's soccer coach Joe Bosch. Stoney, Brad Stonecipher on scores and stuff. That's at 9 o'clock. And we're giving away a couple of incredible field box seats to the Cardinals-Brewers game for Monday the 24th. This one is sliced out of bounds. And Carlyle will take over, and they're in a heap of trouble, down by 21 and just over 2 left. Yeah, 2 field box seats. We gave 2 away to Brandon Campworth, was our winner 2 weeks ago.
There you go.
He lives in Glen Carbon now.
Really?
Right?
I didn't, really?
Yeah. At least that's what he used. We'll go with that. But we have 2 more from that anonymous donor tomorrow. Field box seats, $138 a piece. I've been in the... They're really good seats down first base line. This is for the Brewers game on Monday the 24th, I think. So another key game, or hopefully it still will be, if not for the division, for the wild card.
Which right now, the Cardinals, for them, a lot of them are key games down the stretch.
Okay.
It's exciting.
Every game's the next big one, the next key one. I tell you, this is one of those, I believe they're losing right now to the Dodgers, 2-0.
Yeah.
Probably the 7th?
Yep, it's the 7th. 2-0 you mentioned. Don't forget, after you tomorrow, we're going to have our Paddle of Breeze Plot 1. We're going to have a little volleyball action tomorrow. Mater Day Lady Knights traveling down the road to the Central Lady Cougars. And
my gosh, what time will they have to leave tomorrow?
Oh, let's see. The freshman game starts at 11, so I think it's going to be like a 10:55 thing. But I talked to banner rider Matt Wilson. He said, should be a heck of a volleyball game tomorrow. Both teams are playing pretty well, so got a little insight. I haven't been studying up on my volleyball until this week.
Matt nose. Matt Wilson does a great job for the Union Banner. Carlyle behind by a bunch. And Mitchell scampers for 1 or 2 on the left side. Carlyle with another QB in now. Braden Albert, just a sophomore, 5'8", 135. So he gets some playing time now as we finish up this one. So good for him. Get a little experience out there. And we drop under 2 minutes in the game. Central, 43. Carlyle, 22. So the Cougars will go to 2-1 and 3-1. Carlyle will slide to 0-3 and 0-4. That's Albert has it. Dishes off to Mitchell. He's still in that game, chugging away, and he gets it up to the 40-yard line. Keaton Mitchell, just a sophomore, so he's going to make some waves over these next couple of years.
Yeah, they got some talent guys coming up, some guys that are playing key roles here on this football team as sophomores. You mentioned the depth.
Yeah, Carlyle actually has been that. Even back in Scott, we were talking about Scott. Even back then, they did not have that many players. They had quality, not quantity, but it's tough to have that top notch all the time. But there have never been that many out for the sport here. There's Albert. To give, and Mitchell is bottled up that time in the backfield. And we're zipping along under 60 seconds. Now we're rolling to the finish. The Central Cougars and Coach Brian Shart are going to get this Cahokia Conference win over Coach Berkner and the Tribe. It was a good one for most of the way until Central had a bust-out fourth.
Yeah, exactly. You had 22 all going into the fourth quarter, and the Cougars not up 21 points in the fourth quarter to win this game. But we talk about numbers in football, and I know you've seen this game a lot longer than me, but I think eventually we're going to be doing away with a lot of the underclass contests. I think a lot of these teams are going to be playing freshmen and sophomores just because the numbers aren't coming out.
Hey, 10, 15 years, it'll be 7-on-7, or it would be 8-on-8 football, right?
There's going to be an 8-man state champion in the state of Illinois this year.
Texas has had for years for those smaller schools. Here we go, last play of the game. And no razzle, no dazzle. Albert had to get away from him, but he picks it up before he's finally sacked in the backfield, and that does it. The Central Cougars win this one tonight at Carlisle High by beating the homestanding Indians 43-22. There's your early honest water scoreboard look there. We'll be back after this. This is high school football, Max 96.7.
This high school football broadcast on Max 96.7 was brought to you in part by Putker Construction, Jansen Chevrolet, Fairman Garage Doors, the Joe Isaac Insurance Agency, Tunya's Service Company, the Community Bank of Trenton, Isaac Auto Body, Prairie Farms Dairy, Edward Jones Financial Advisor Amy Cruzy, Clinton Manor Living Center, Jansen Farm Equipment, Keys Brothers Realty and Auction, Buckman Milk Hauling, Breeze Dental Group, the Foppy Insurance Agency, and by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Southern Bus and Mobility is your Braunability dealer in Breeze. Braunability features the broadest lineup of wheelchair-accessible vehicles with more brands, entry types, features, and price points than any other manufacturer in the industry. See for yourself at Southern Bus and Mobility why a new or certified pre-owned wheelchair-accessible Braunability vehicle is the only way to go. Call 526-4131 or stop by just east of Breeze on Old Route 50. Get mouth-watering flavor at a jaw-dropping price at your Breeze and Carlyle Hardee's. Charbroiled sliders are starting at just $1.25. Get them as a single or get them as a double. And get as many as you want. Plus, enjoy the entire Red Burrito menu. And tomorrow morning, try the new made-from-scratch honey butter biscuits. Get unhungry now at your Breeze and Carlyle Hardee's.
I'm Amy Cruzy, your local Edward Jones financial advisor in Aviston. Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Clinton County football on Wcxo. Call me, Amy Cruzy, at 228-7688 for all your investment needs. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
Building relationships and buildings in the safest, most efficient, and budget-conscious way has been Putker Construction's mission for over 36 years. Located in Breeze, they have been providing construction management, design, build, and general contracting services on projects throughout Southern Illinois and the Midwest. They are a second-generation, family-owned, and veteran-owned business with a goal to exceed their clients' expectations in every way. For more information, call 526-7213 or go to PutkerConstruction.com.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Smith, Administrator at Clinton Manor Living Center in New Baden. Did you know that we offer private short-term rehabilitation suites? Our highly skilled nursing team is here to care for you while you recuperate from surgery, stroke, or illness. We have an excellent rehabilitation department in-house to provide occupational, physical, or speech therapy according to your doctor's orders. For more information about our services, give us a call at 618-588-4924.
Hi, Shane Street, sales manager here at Jansen Chevrolet in Germantown. We offer over 200 new and pre-owned vehicles in stock. We also offer our Pro-certified lifetime powertrain warranty. What does that mean? Simple. Unlimited years, unlimited mileage. And it covers the three most important things that make your vehicle go: the engine, the drivetrain, and the transmission. There's no hook and no gotchas in our contract. When you buy at Jansen Chevrolet, you come as a client and leave as a friend. Jansen Chevrolet on Route 161 in Germantown.
You've got Max 96.7.
And welcome back again, everybody. Rip here at Carlyle High inside the Dairy King broadcast booth with locations in Breeze and Trenton. Rip along with Greg Meyer. This one is in the books here on the Honest Water scoreboard. Carlyle falls in this game to the Central Cougars. And with all the stuff, man, on the Whisper Internet postgame show, here's Greg Meyer.
Both teams, 15 possessions in the football game apiece. Really started out slow. We were at a donut through one quarter of play, and then the scoring kind of exploded. The Cougars scored on their fourth possession of the football game. Max Campworth had an 18-yard touchdown run. Then on the Cougars' sixth possession, got a 2-yard touchdown catch by Garrett Richter from Max Campworth. And then on possessions 13, 14, and 15, the Cougars scored. They had a 73-yard touchdown run by Garrett Richter, and then a touchdown run of 5 yards by Jordan Spangenberg. Actually, check out, they just scored in their last two possessions of the football game. They had a big kickoff return for a touchdown by Tyson Lobb as well. That was 70 yards on that. Final stats for the Cougars on this side of the game: 13 of 26 was Campworth through the air for a 127 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. 7 carries on the ground for 36 yards and a touchdown as well there. Spangenberg, 16 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown. Lobb had a touchdown run from a couple out, and then had a kickoff return for a score as well. Richter had 3 catches for 17 yards and a touchdown, 2 carries, 80 yards, and a touchdown there. Marcus was the Cougars' leading receiver with 5 receptions for 54 yards. Cougars finished with 11 first downs and 5 penalties on the night by my count. The Indians possessed the ball as well 15 times as well. Off to a real slow start. They had a couple of punts, a couple of fumbles, and then a few interceptions, and they've got on the board on their 9th possession. Isaac Smith had a 10-yard touchdown catch. The 2-point conversion was good there. And then they had a 2-yard run by Landon Smith. The 2-point conversion was good there as well. They also had a fumble recovery for a touchdown on a bad snap that went over the head of Max Campworth, and it was recovered. I think I wrote this down someplace on my stat sheet. Yeah, the Indians had a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Didn't get the number on that. The 2-point on that one was no good there, and that rounded out the Indians scoring tonight. Stat-wise for Carlyle, Dar was 10 of 24 through the air for a touchdown, 3 picks, 8 carries for 12 yards there. Landon Smith, 11 carries, 42 yards, and a touchdown. Vonderhaar had a big night, 5 carries, 45 yards, 1 reception for 72. Isaac Smith, 2 catches for 16 yards and a touchdown. The Indians finished the football game with 7 first downs. And you mentioned Indians will follow the 0-4 on the season, and the Cougars will move to 3-1 on the year.
And the Cougars up their ante to 2-1 in league play. Then Carlyle, of course, 0-3, 43-22, the final, correct? So
yes,
Central scoots past that one loss of last week. And on the John Droz Studios Presents section, that's as far as football goes. Next Friday, he'll be there for the old Modern Day just won the Holy Grail.
Yep.
A week ago. Now they're going to try and,
they're going to try to win get that milk bowl too. They're up tonight as well as we go here through the score. They're up 56-28 over Freeburg. That's late in the football game there. Real quick, give another couple other rundowns real fast. Columbia 40-13. They lead Westland. Highland finished with a 68-21 final over Jerseyville tonight. Mascoutah over Waterloo 47-7. Triad beats Civic Memorial tonight 29-7. Altoff was currently blanking Mount Vernon 24-0, and Salem was up 21-0 on Redbud. But you mentioned next week.
Salem.
Yeah, Salem with a win tonight. That's going to put them at 2-2 on the season. I think that's going to put them at 1-1 in league play as well. I think. No, it'll be 1-2 going into league play after that.
1-2.
1-2, yeah. So.
Yeah, 1-2 and 2-2 overall.
But you mentioned that next week, Friday, it's going to be a good game. Monterey's got some guys who can really play. Jasper's a heck of a quarterback. They're on their fourth Rotterman running back coming up in the Jim Stiebel era. All four of them have been there. And it's going to be a contest where in years past is if Monterey gets ahead early, it may not be very close. It's tend to be that way lately. But if the Cougars can come out and maybe get some early momentum, that's the biggest thing in that game. Can you get the momentum going against a team like that? And we'll see what happens. It should be a very, very good contest next week in front of a plus crowd at Central High next Friday night, getting to see the new Shindig.
New Shindig, yeah.
Yeah, the new Shindig.
Anything else?
Don't forget, tomorrow we'll have our volleyball broadcast, Modern Day Central Girls Battle of Breeze. That should be a fun one. Starts with the freshman game at 11 o'clock. Varsity game slated to start, I would say, around 1:30, 2 o'clock, because all the time they get to warm up between games, freshman, JV, then varsity.
Sometimes the pregame's longer than the game.
Absolutely, and you're gonna have all kinds of guests.
It's good competition, though.
Absolutely, you'll have Talking Sports tomorrow with your guests as well. So I'm sure it's gonna be a long day on the Max Land of listeners tomorrow. Should have a good day of sports.
And free Cardinals tickets, but only through trivia. We've always got great prizes. Sometimes we even up the buy a little bit more. So yes, tomorrow morning 9 to 10 with 9 to 10 with Coach Carlyle and Coach Bosch and Brad Stoney Stonesider. So that is going to do it. That's the Whisper Internet postgame show. Thanks to Ben Koopman, who did another fabulous job back in the studio for Greg Meyer. This is Rip Not Meyer. We'll see you later on. This has been High School Football on Max 96.7.
This broadcast of high school football on Max 96.7 and everywhere at Wcxo967.com was a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports is brought to you by the Benoff Insurance Agency in Breeze and Trenton, HSHS St. Joseph Hospital, Breeze, Breeze Dental Care, K&J Chevrolet, Reverman Chiropractic and Spinal Rehabilitation and Breeze Motor Sales, Southern Bus and Mobility, Kaskaskia College, the First National Bank of Carlyle, Reekman Brothers John Deere, Southern OBGYN Associates, Med Plus Physical Medicine and Brett's Wildlife Lodge, State Farm Insurance Agent Steve Klosterman, Central Illinois Truck Service, Breeze Family Vision, Tempo Bank, Country Financial Representatives Keith Wilkin and Teresa Richards, and by the Carlyle and Breeze Hardys. For Greg Meyer, Rip Not Meyer, and the entire Wcxo sports team, thanks for joining us for this broadcast of high school football on Max 96.